KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
Do they not have enough of us recorded already? They could just do this in AI.
And Alex Keary.
We're not even real. This entire show is just a hologram.
This is KSL Brightside, the after party. But it's before. With Ethan and Alex on KSL News Radio.
Hey, look, I'm wearing that shirt, Alex. I'm wearing that shirt today.
You got that new, I'm wearing the blazer.
Are you wearing that? Yeah. Wow, weird. We dressed up like we did one of those very first days.
So,
everyone, welcome to the show. That's our new little video intro is pretty cool. I got to say, it's pretty dang cool.
I do like that there's like frozen, like, like my mouth's open, making a point.
Mm-hmm.
You're laughing and pointing at me. It's all very much along the lines of what happens on the show.
Yeah, so it's all very much how it goes. All right, let's start off with an interesting photo of the Salt Lake Valley. I don't know if you saw this. I didn't see this photo until this morning, but it actually makes some sense because last night in the Salt Lake Valley was weird. And I was out with my daughter. We did a little bit of practice driving. We had to go to Smith's to get some things. And she said, "Hey, what's going on? What is this?" And I said, "I don't know. I guess it's because it rained a little bit."
Yeah,
and
we had
this crazy
the speckle of rain too.
And it was this crazy. She said, "Is that fog or something?" I said, "No, I don't know. It could be kind of mist, I guess." I didn't understand, but I knew it wasn't smoke because it didn't smell like smoke. But if you look at this photo, it was a big old kind of weird dust storm.
Did it rise?
Rolled through the Salt Lake Valley.
Did it rise to the level of Haboob?
I don't think so. I didn't even realize it was dust.
Yeah,
to be honest, it just was this weird.
We had the same thing in my house.
What's
funny is we had the same thing in my house, and I'm 40 miles from you, 30 miles from you, and we had the same thing, and everyone had the same thoughts. First of all, I was mowing the lawn, so I'm mowing the lawn. I'm already getting dust in my eyes from like the mowing, just like that kind of dry grass, whatever. And then the dust, it starts hitting, and then I assumed, and all my kids were saying the same thing. They're like, "Hey, so is this a?" They were like, "Is that smoke?" Because that's what we all thought, that it was a fire and it was smoke. Because one of the kids came in and said, "Hey, the mountain's on fire," and we went out and I was outside. I go, "No, it's not on fire. I think that's just dirt," because the wind had picked up like crazy. The wind had picked up like crazy, and so then I was very interested in the fact that it looked like a really bad, a really gross dust storm, and so there we were.
The photo looks pretty. This photo looks pretty cool. Last night it was eerie, kind of in that late in the day. Kind of sun. It was like 8:15 when I was out, so the sun was still up, but it was definitely on its way down.
But did you see what the whole situation with it was? Because I just assumed it was our dry, gross desert. Like some of the dirt that hit my eyes last night. You know where this dust storm came from?
Where did it come from?
North Africa.
I don't know if this is related.
Oh, I thought it was.
I was questioning. So just for context, there's another dust storm coming through the U.S. that's coming from Africa, and that's actually a question I have, is if there's anything to do with it. But there were just very large wind gusts yesterday that prompted this.
The Saharan air layer.
Does it have a visa? Does it have its visa?
No, I was just going to say that's not as cool anymore.
Well, I'm not saying no.
I was hoping to have some North African sand in my eye last night, and then I would at least go, it's come all this way. Mm-hmm. The least I could do is welcome it with open eyes to ruin my evening on as I was mowing the lawn. So not North African sand?
Well, let me do a little bit more digging, because my conclusion when I was trying to figure that out was maybe not. Because we just got some crazy winds yesterday.
That's true.
Is what I think.
So it was probably local dust.
I probably need to go check in with our meteorologist to be sure.
Not as cool. I want North African sand in my face.
Ben wants to know if this is a toxic Great Salt Lake dust storm.
People were talking about that because we were getting a lot of strong winds in the west. So I don't know. That's a good question. Like, how bad
is this finally when the arsenic gets us?
Yeah.
Remember, what was it? It's like arsenic and what else?
Cancer.
Well, arsenic is funny. You know what arsenic is so scary from?
Arsenic and Old Lace, the play.
No.
She kills those dudes.
I know, but arsenic was you and I grew up in the same era of watching like old 40s and 50s cartoons that were repurposed, and like all the racist, crappy cartoons that they rolled out. How many World War II era Warner Brothers cartoons did you watch growing up? I saw way too many.
I watched a lot, but when I was a child, though, the World War II vets, when I was a child, they all still had jobs.
Yeah,
like they were all still.
So they wanted these cartoons?
Well, but I mean, they were like still part of life. Now most of that generation has passed.
I know, but like when
I was a child, they were still like active people in the community, you know, and so.
But you remember, so there are a couple things that always happened. The tropes that always happened in the cartoons were the poison was arsenic, right? Because it would say arsenic and it would have like the skull on it.
All explosives were TNT.
All explosives were TNT, and also all the really stinky cheese was what? Limburger cheese, which I had never even heard of, and to this day, no one I know has even ever partaken of.
I've had Limburger cheese.
Has it? Is it gross?
It tastes better than it smells, but it's strong. But that's kind of the case though with fermented things.
But again,
it ends up tasting better than it smells.
Think of the cartoon tropes. Open the thing, Limburger cheese, gross, and and it has like the green gas coming off of it. Arsenic in like a glass jug, like an unmarked glass jug or like a
with
brown
an X on it,
right? With an X on it and like the skull, and then and then TNT for the bombs.
The thing I remember the most from all of those is the cigarettes.
Yeah, always smoking, always smoking, and the scenes were and when Daffy and Donald were not Donald. Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd were all shooting each other in the face. At some point, somebody would have, during that cartoon, would have a blindfold put over their face. They were given a cigarette.
Yep.
And so now you go watch Disney stuff, and they're like, may have depictions of tobacco. Because you'll watch the Apple Dumpling Gang, and some guy will have a pipe and a cigarette, and you're like...
I think the Disney disclaimer is so funny.
There may have tobacco depictions.
But you and I watched that done at a time when...
You and I both watched that Disney documentary, which we've, love now.
Disneyland Handmade.
And I was like, I bet they went through all that footage and they're like, gosh, everyone is smoking the entire day. And all these things like may have tobacco depictions. All these guys are, and they're working on stuff at the park, and they're like, this park was built off of the labor of artists and Marlboros like that. And they were so embarrassed by it.
People make a lot of hay over how our country's changed. We don't have the same values and things like that. And I don't think that's true. I think things have definitely changed. But I think the assertion that somehow we have looser values is wrong, because do you remember Dumbo?
Oh my goodness.
Dumbo has a drunk scene in it. Where
he's making all those shapes out of the bubbles.
Yeah.
And well, and it's also pretty famous.
That would never go in a cartoon today. None of the cartoons that exist today expose children at all to any vices, period.
Right. Do you remember how you knew people were drunk in cartoons growing up too?
The bubbles.
It was the bubbles, but also what was the
hiccup.
The hiccup, which, by the way, you've been around a lot of drunk people. I've never in my life, when I run into people and you go, why
aren't you hiccuping more?
There's Uncle John.
Did you even drink? You're not hiccuping.
Like, that was how they gave away that they were inebriated, was they're hiccuping. And I'm like, that. And then when you grow up later, you go, no one's hiccuping around me. Obviously, they're not intoxicated. Officer, what happened? Well, you blew a .10. You were way over the legal limit. Yeah, but did I hiccup at any point? My client didn't hiccup at any point when I pulled him over for this DUI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I provide a quick update on the Saharan dust storm?
Yeah, sure.
If that's not North African dust,
it's not. As far because
why would you tease me like this?
I just put it in. Hey, there's a big dust storm coming to the U.S. I wonder if it's related, but I looked into it.
Everybody alert.
But it's apparently the dust storm that's coming from Africa has reached Miami, and so it's not here.
I love how we're treating it like the killer bees.
Should we do it? Should we just walk it in?
We should do
there is like a picture,
a map
of, and they.
See,
I don't know what.
We love bringing a map.
Is it going to hit Utah?
It said, so let me tell you what I just read. It's typically goes to places like Florida, Central America, and Texas. But it says, and at certain times, the dust, this is weather.com, and at certain times, the dust can cover an area as large as the entirety of the lower 48 states.
Yeah, there we go.
So I'm not saying no. And I'm also not a meteorologist.
So it hasn't hit yet.
I tried to do a little check-in on where the dust storm is, and it says
I like
just
the
hit
idea.
Miami.
I like this idea of treating it like murder hornets, the North African sands that are blowing into the United States.
Well, it's an invasion.
Well, you got to tell your kids about it. Otherwise,
it's an invasion.
Everyone get inside. Like, I want to have that moment.
Does the White House know we're being invaded by dust?
Check its visa.
But Utah has its own dust to worry about, in my opinion.
I know.
So
I know.
think it's worse.
I know. Oh my goodness. I was looking at this. Okay, we've got more to jump to, Ethan. You get to it, but I also have a thing I wanted to bring up a little bit later. So.
You're traveling.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to know. I have a little quiz for you.
Okay.
So, airplanes dim the cabin lights on takeoff and landing.
Yeah.
Do you know why they do this? It's not for comfort. They don't care about your comfort.
They've always said that. No, they say that. They dim the lights. And
they say their job is to fly you in safety and comfort to your destination. So
this is a safety.
Keeping the lights off, like for overnight flights, yes, that's a comfort thing.
Okay.
But they will dim the cabin lights on takeoff and landing. They'll turn them back up again when they do their drink service.
I always thought it was like, wake up. You know what I mean? I always assumed it was so they could let us catch some shut eye.
They dim the cabin lights because if they have the cabin lights fully on and then there's emergency and they go off, then you have that temporary blindness where everything goes really dark. You can't see very well. They're worried that if they keep the lights bright and then something causes them to go off, if there's an evacuation, let's say, and you have to follow the light strips on the floor, but you can't see them very well because they had all the cabin lights were on. Now it's off and it's disorienting and it delays the reaction. Whereas if they keep the lights dim, then if the lights do go out and they have to evacuate, people are more accustomed to the dark. It takes less time to accommodate. People can get out quickly. Secondly, it's easier to see outside the plane when the plane is dark. And so if there's debris or if there are the things that flight attendants need to look out in the windows and see.
North African sand.
For example. Mm-hmm. Killer bees, then it's easier to look out and see when the lights are dimmed because it's takeoff and landing, which is where the most mishaps
They don't say
occur.
that though. They don't go, we're doing this so that your eyes adjust easier for when the bomb hits the plane.
Yeah,
and then we're able to when your lithium battery that you didn't declare, that you didn't say any laptop batteries in here, and you go no.
I would love for them to dramatically expand the safety briefing.
And they say the cabin is dimmed, not for your comfort. The cabin is dimmed so that your eyes can adjust. I will say that I had a friend who was Green. The Army's the Green Beret. Yes. Yeah. Green
I think
Beret.
that's right. Yeah.
So he is Green Beret or Special Forces of some kind. Ranger. No, that's what it was. Ranger. And he was like, and he did. He goes, when you know that something. Your eyes adjusting is a big problem, and so he was like, you've got to train yourself to make your eyes. If you're going to get to a moment where you want to be able to see better in the dark, you cover your eyes up for a 10 count as hard as you can shut them and as black as you can make those eyes, so that inside behind your eyelids, your eyes do the expansion thing.
They dilate.
They dilate, and they're ready to see. Because then you open them, and then you're like, oh, I actually do see a little bit better here in the dark.
So how are you doing on packing? So, because you're taking your entire family on an airplane trip.
I'm going to ask the chat here too, because we have, not that we haven't packed for 9 people before. We try not to do it though. We have enough people in our family that we try to break up trips. Like, hey, some of the older kids going with mom and dad. Hey, some of the younger kids. But now we're all going on a trip, and the 9 people getting on the plane, first of all, is the equivalent of a clown car. When you get onto an airplane and you have 9 people, they watch you and you have a mix of eye rolls and annoyance and people going, look at this little group, I will say my kids outperform most kids on flights.
I would expect that, yeah.
They've been through this before, and I have taught them how embarrassing they can be.
What time does your flight leave?
11 a.m. So it's not a bad.
So it's not terrible.
No. It's like an 11 a.m.
Are you
thing.
a 2 hour early to the airport?
Well, I was telling Caitlin this too. We're picking up our daughter. She's at a totally different camp, and then we have to pick her up and go straight to the airport. She's already packed. She had to pack for her camp and Hawaii all at the same time, and then so we're gonna go pick her up and then get. But my whole thing is, I'm like, I hope they can run her down. So I'm going extremely early to make sure that they can find her and we can pick her up because we're picking her up early. And
what's your goal time to get to the airport?
9:15.
9:15.
Yeah,
so
for
you're
an
2 hours. So 2 hours, yeah.
Yeah, because what happens is when you go, even if you're like going up to the counter, if you're doing like Delta Sky Priority, even if you do that, you still have to print off every checked bag label and take it up there.
You don't have to tell me. I'm a 2 hour early to the flight guy. And I know there are all these people who are just-in-time flyers.
Do you like to sit for 45 minutes or an hour at the gate? Is that what you're like? If you can,
I love airports.
You like that? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I like to hurry up and wait. It's always been my method in life.
I love airports, so I'll spend 2-3 hours in an airport. I got no problem with that.
So
I mean, I get there 2 hours early. If I'm through security and ticketing in 10 minutes, don't care.
I'm setting an example for everybody. I do this on every trip. I try to set an example for not packing much because my wife will overpack, and then we regret it when we get there because it's like we brought too much stuff.
Here's
because
the thing.
I'm like, little boys. You're a 9-year-old boy. You need like 2 pair of shorts, some underwear, and 4 shirts, and we're going into a place that has a washer and a dryer.
Oh, then this is what everyone needs. Okay, everyone needs. You're right. A couple pairs of shorts, like 3 pairs of underwear.
Yeah,
and that's it. And not even socks. Don't bring socks because they should only wear sandals.
These are conversations that I've already had, but it's falling on deaf ears because they're like, yeah, we have it, but I'm not just going there and doing a bunch of laundry the whole time. And I'm like,
one laundry day.
Listen, I've said all this. I've said all of it. I told you my wife is packing a full suitcase of just snacks that we don't have to buy in Hawaii. She's like, great. And then we don't have to buy it there. We have baggies.
There's some logic to that.
We have baggies.
We have baggies of freaking...
You've been to Hawaii, right?
Yeah, but I don't remember being so up in our head about whether or not we had to buy seasoning or not. We're taking Montreal steak seasoning in baggies inside of a packed bag.
But then you don't have to go shopping.
In defense of your lady,
we are going to have to. We are going shopping still though because it's like, hey, and on the way because there's a Costco.
Yeah.
So you got to go to that.
So Costco's great. Costco's great, but let me give you an idea of the snacks. Okay. Oh, okay. I want the Snicker bar, $20.
I know.
Oh, I want this ice cream, $20.
I know.
And not literally.
Part of that's resort
literally.
Living and just being across the pond. Yeah.
Hawaii is super expensive. So I kind of get what she's going for with the snacks. That because then you can still offer your kids snacks. You don't have to just keep telling them no.
Do you have to? Do fruit snacks? Do you have to declare fruit snacks? Is that technically a fruit? In Hawaii, if you show up, because you know how you have to declare the agricultural stuff.
Yeah.
They're all, what kind of fruit you bringing in? These
I wouldn't risk it.
Walmart brand fruit snack smiles.
I wouldn't risk it.
No, you can't. Come
on. Keep your mouth shut. Just keep your mouth shut. Here's the thing. But
agricultural declaration. I've already done it because I don't want to do it when we get there.
So, but they go through your bag.
I know.
They'll go through your bag.
I know, and they're gonna find
thing on.
They're gonna find fruit snacks and not.
What else
actual
are they gonna
fruit.
find?
All the lithium batteries I could stuff into there. No, it's crackers. It's all the things that little kids eat way too much of. And by the way, it's going to be gone after a day and a half because that's how my kids operate most of the time. I'll be like, who broke into this already?
Yeah.
Who already ate all of these? So I'm trying to figure out the balance because I'm going to be the person that doesn't have very many things on this trip. And then I'm going to be blamed also for not having enough suitcase space because you're supposed, it's suitcase communism, Ethan. They're like, you're supposed to show up with your suitcase and then let everybody else use it. You got, look at this form of, because I have the thing too, they go, you got room in your bag? And I'm like, no, I don't. Because I'm not going to turn my bag into.
How much is being checked and how much is being carried on?
You know how this is too, because Delta just started with the new, you can check 2 bags free now. And I think my wife is doing. I think we're doing 18 checked bags. I honestly think so. Just
take a carry-on. Why do you even need to?
You
maybe
got multiple problems that are stacking up. Because how are you going to get that stuff?
No, it's not 18 checked ones, but it's going to be. I think 1 per person.
Yeah.
But we're taking my older son and I are taking golf clubs, so we're checking golf clubs.
Okay.
And, and I'm just praying that they don't break. Actually, I pray that mine break and that they have to pay for new clubs for me.
So basically, your golf clubs are going to lie across the back seat. Like whoever's in the back seat in the rental car, they're going to have your golf clubs on their lap.
No, that's the thing. So we are renting 2 cars.
Yeah.
This is. Hey, if you're looking to have a big family, the thing I just mentioned of renting 2 cars makes it not worth it.
Couldn't each kid just take a backpack with their clothes?
I love all this. I love all of these things.
The older ones who maybe want some makeup. And the girlies I get it. Sometimes you're I need all my skincare.
Yeah. Let me tell you something, dude.
The backpack, they're going to have backpacks. You know what's in backpacks?
Coloring books.
No. Blankets. Like they're like, this is my blanket and my pillow. And like, I'm like, no, we don't need pillows. They travel with a blanket. And they trap like.
Oh, I don't allow that.
I get it, but I also
typically.
I don't allow
cut
that.
myself off at that point.
I don't allow that on road trips, and I don't allow that on airplanes. My kids are like, I'm taking this pill and this blanket. No, absolutely not.
No, the blanket or
the
pillow.
pillow,
No,
we're not a homeless encampment. It's like moving to another park.
So I'm just telling you, it's not like all of them are bringing them. It's like the younger ones who there's. So the 2 younger girls have their blankets. You know what I'm talking about, and they're small. And they're like, these are the ones that they can go like. They won't be able to sleep well if they don't have their blanket. You know what I'm talking about?
All right.
But then the little boys are just like, I'm going to bring that big old, we got that minky, they want to bring a minky king size. And I obviously, I won't allow it, but and then they also put their own snacks in their backpack. So they'll pack a backpack. It'll have an iPad in it, and it'll have snacks, and it'll have all the things they can try to sneak.
Yeah.
And then their bags. So the good news is the little boys share, their checked baggage is shared. The little girls, their checked baggage is split between those two as well. So we're not taking as many as I think I probably let on. So.
My children's wardrobe is from Target.
Ours is too. Or Sam's Club.
Guess what they have in Hawaii? Target.
I don't want to go to it.
Yeah, but that should take all the pressure off.
Just say that
that should take all the pressure off, because then if like something catastrophic happens and you're like, because you could look at it two ways. Something catastrophic happens and you could say, well, I really should have packed those 3 extra pants, or you just go to Target.
Well, my wife told the little boy, she goes, okay, everyone, you need your 2 swimsuits. And I go, no, they don't.
They need 1.
The little boys need 1. And my wife will bring 2 or 3 because that's the way that
she's an adult.
That's the way that they operate. And here's the thing is she couldn't find one of them, the one that she really wanted to bring. And I said, where did you buy it? She's like, Amazon. And I was like, when? Like, I don't know, like 3 months ago. I go, let's go ahead and hit repeat on the buy if it's really that obsessed with it, and let's be done with it. And it's just the whole thing, we're over preparing, and yet at the same time, it's so much that it makes it a lot for me. Now, I'm just kind of getting a lot of it out here. I haven't done nearly the planning and the packing and all the stuff that my wife has. And so apologies for getting critical, because I'm the one who's actually not doing, I'm doing the least amount of work.
We overthink these things.
Yeah.
But
so in the end, we are not going to, a place that they don't have places where we can go buy stuff. So you're right. So
well, you guys are gonna have fun.
We shouldn't worry too much about it, but at the same time, yeah, I'll bring you back the low effort macadamia nuts at the airport, just to say thanks to you guys.
The most obvious gift from Hawaii is still the best one.
The macadamia nuts, the chocolate.
Chocolate covered macadamia nuts. I mean, I don't know what else I would want from Hawaii.
Hawaiian's best. I always love that when you get it at the airport and you go, oh yeah, get this for Ethan. I don't know. Caitlin probably likes chocolate, right, with the nuts. Are you a tree nut?
I've never been to Hawaii. I do like macadamia nuts.
Don't act like it. Like
these chocolate-covered macadamia nuts.
Yeah,
Costco sells them at a quarter of the price, and for a lot more, and they're even better.
Well, but what would you bring me from Hawaii? A lei?
Just a pineapple, if they allow it through. Just one pineapple.
I bet you they'd let it out. They wouldn't let
they
it
don't
in.
let it back in.
I'd like a shell.
A shell.
Wow, I'm making a request now, huh? All right.
Get out a piece of paper and a pencil.
All right, so you want a shell? What do you want? I love it. You want a shell? Are you talking about like the
no, just like
a conch?
Little shell. I don't care.
You need to, but you know
I'll
what you need to do.
Get Maeve. I'm going to get Maeve and Quinn on it.
Well, you need to make sure.
For our producer Caitlin, can you find a nice shell?
You need to make sure you know what the rules are, because you know what you don't want.
What?
You don't want to get whooped on a beach somewhere by some locals.
I know, because I stole some
shells.
Like, you just took the.
I can't believe you.
King so and so shell. By the way, what about a puka necklace? What about a puka shell?
I haven't had one since I was a 6th grader, but right. I mean, so I wouldn't say no.
If you want to look like a teenage boy playing baseball in 2026,
they're kind of all coming back. They're kind of all coming back.
Oh, for
We're
sure.
going back to Y2K.
My wife and I were talking about this last night, because they were like, kids are smoking more cigarettes and going to the tanning bed more than they have since 1997, and I was like, why are we going back to the stupidity that we were on?
I'll tell you why, and it's a larger thing. It's because we've thrown out all the rules. Like, all the rules are stupid now. Everything old is dumb.
Yeah, but no. But that's what I would say. Like, don't you look at it? The kids should just make fun of it, but it's all come back around.
Yeah.
But again, they've had more kids smoking cigarettes these days.
It's a cultural thing.
They can't vape their flavors anymore, so going straight to the hard
They're just
stuff.
going.
I don't
give
support
me the unfiltered Camels. Like,
it's a cultural. It's a cultural thing. It's just
it's just coming back around. It's a fashion deal.
No. It's a cultural problem. The worst thing you can do right now is be an expert offering expert advice. You will get shot.
They're like,
hey,
this
kids,
guy says
cigarettes will give you cancer. Boo! Get him out of here.
Fine.
Go home, Biden.
Someone goes and gives. Remember the trend that was happening? Like, all these people were giving those lectures, the commencement speeches, and then they're all, live happy, love willingly. Like, they're basically giving like the same kind of advice that you give to new married couples, and people are going, get out of here. And also, AI is a really special. Did you just say freaking AI? So now they go like this. Stop smoking the cigarette. Boo!
Boo, get out.
So all the kids nowadays, they're going back to watching the racist cartoons from the 40s. They're smoking the cigarettes. They're going to the tanning bed. Why? Because
we don't vaccinate our children. I mean, all of it. Like we throw everything. We're drinking raw milk.
What are we doing?
It's like all of the old rules are like, you can't prove that. You can't prove that vaccines ever helped anyone. But see, then they catch me flat-footed because I'm like, well, I guess I can't prove it. How do I?
It's like, and then we're remaking all the dumb movies. We're remaking all the dumb movies except for Jaws, which was it was a really bad shark coming out of the water. We could do so much better now, and we won't remake that one. We remake all the other things that were only like 10 years old.
All right, I've got some news for some consumers here.
Okay, what do you have?
So, but this is a dramatic change of subject. But new car buyers are taking out longer loans and putting less money down and financing more. The average new vehicle price is now closing in on $50,000. And nearly 24% of new car loans this year are for 84 months. That's a 7-year car loan. See, I remember when the standard car loan was 3 years. And then there was the 5. And I remember if you got a 5-year car loan, it was
60 months was wild.
Oh, geez, man, 5 years.
Yeah.
Now, 24% of new car loans are 7-year car loans.
That's like you remember when we go like to the you go to the RV show, and then they're all, this is $114 a month for this RV for 240 months. I'm not kidding. They do them for that long.
Yeah.
They do them for that. They do them for that long, which is what, 12 years? Is that a 12-year loan? Isn't that what that is? A 240 month.
It's
Yeah, it is. You divide it by 2. That's 12. That's 12 years.
Yeah.
Am I getting that right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll have to check you. I'm not good at math.
Well, sorry.
No, it's 20 years.
No, is it really?
Well, let me think here. How long is
a 240
months?
It is. I think
20.
it's a 20-year situation. Oh my gosh,
I think it's 20.
So
that's crazy.
And the whole idea is,
Hold on, my phone's connected to a satellite.
My calculator just said 20, but I could have done
20
something
years.
wrong.
So you know what that means is that they're telling people, hey, motor home. You said the word home in it, so let's take out a home loan.
So this is not just a fun camping trailer today, but it's also your casket.
It's the future.
I'm gonna bury you in this.
By the way, as soon as you drive away, eight of those years are taken off the life of that loan because that's how much value you just lost.
Maybe I just need to buy a motorhome and live in it.
Hey,
I'll be a homeowner.
Are you a homeowner? And Caitlin pulls up and goes, yes.
I have a car. Technically, I could live in that if I needed to.
That's the point. You can get a 7-year loan on your house.
I've heard there's no downside.
And by the way, 7-year loan on a home.
That's great.
It's really great. Yeah,
I will say
that's responsible.
When I saw this story today, like I know that my car's kind of like getting there at the end. I bought it it's a 2012. I bought it in 2016. And it's being like constantly upkept, but I've known over the last couple of years that I've needed a new car also while I want to buy a condo, and I'm just kind of getting more and more afraid that my car's just going to die one day, and then I'm going to have a 7-year loan.
All right, so I looked at it, and it says that so recent U.S. data shows that current cigarette smoking among teens has remained flat. And it has declined compared to past decades, but overall tobacco use remains high, or higher than it did in the 90s.
Yeah.
Overall tobacco use is higher than it was in the 90s.
It's because the warnings against tobacco were an effort by socialists.
How did we get back to this topic?
Sorry, because I had this out to. I had this out to.
You know what? You know why? Because tobacco companies are job creators.
Okay.
And socialists hate that.
That's what, here's the thing is I had to have this conversation with my kid because I grew up. My friends were all chewing tobacco in the 90s, right? My high school football coaches were all chewing tobacco in the 90s, and I had to have a conversation with my kid the other day. I said, "You don't do Zyn, do you?" Like I had to have this guy. And he was like, "No," but Zyns, all those. We had this conversation there. I had to have the conversation about Zyn like my parents had with cigarettes, which was, "You're not smoking, are you?" No. Because one of my friends left a Copenhagen tin one time in my truck, and then my sister still to this day thinks that I was chewing tobacco. Fine. That's fine. But the thing is that I'm like dreading the moment when I find something like that because it is being used like crazy. inside of that age group. Which again, and my wife goes, well, how are they getting them? And I was like, the same way that every kid gets any contraband
from their older brothers.
The older brother, it's a friend of a friend who's an older brother or whatever.
Shoplifting.
It could be. I mean, except for all that stuff's like behind the counters now. But anyway, bottom line is that's. I'm bringing it up. They just say that the cigarette smoking has gone down or actually remained flat, but tobacco use in middle school and teenage kids now is actually higher than it was back in the 90s when we were in high school.
Okay.
So that's wild.
I'm going to do another pause here.
Let me hear it.
Because I've got another story.
Got it.
I've got the list of the 10 most livable cities in the world.
Hey, now.
This was in 2025. They just published the list. Now, here's the deal. This is, these will be for 2026. These are for 2026. Sorry, they had a separate link for 2025. This is for 2026. So what they did is they looked at 173 cities across 30 indicators. This is the Economist Intelligence Unit. So the Economist, of course, is one of the premier economic-oriented news publications in the entire world.
Sure.
And they grouped their analysis into 5 categories: stability, healthcare, culture, environment, education, and infrastructure. Okay? So here are the top 10. Number 10, Tokyo, Japan.
Hold on. Before you get the list, are there any in the United States?
Well, let's find out together.
Okay. All right.
There's one in North America, Vancouver, Canada.
All right. Very European, by the way.
Adelaide, Australia. Mm-hmm. Osaka, Japan.
Okay.
Geneva, Switzerland. Zurich, Switzerland is number 5. Sydney, Australia is 4. Melbourne, Australia. Vienna, Austria. And do you know what the number 1 most livable city in the world is?
Copenhagen, Denmark.
Yeah, it is exactly.
Is it really?
Yeah. You actually nailed it.
All I did was guess one of the many cities that is always on a list like of happiness, and it's always a Scandinavian city. I promise I did not see this list.
No,
Hold on, you got to turn your mic back on there, buddy.
Sorry, I turned it off.
It was
to
my
cough.
headphones. I was like, wait, what's going on?
No, you're absolutely right. So
I was gonna go Oslo because like it's always a Scandinavian city.
You want to know something though?
What?
This is the second year in a row for Copenhagen, Denmark.
Okay.
Yeah. U.S. cities, last year, the highest U.S. city ranking was Honolulu, Hawaii at number 23, followed by Atlanta at number 29.
I would not. Neither
cities.
of those places would I have thought to myself that because Honolulu doesn't feel livable, right? From a
you couldn't live in Hawaii?
No, of course you could live there. And it's beautiful and all that. I'm saying that costs a lot of money to move to Hawaii, and I don't know what the job situation is like for most people who move to Hawaii.
But the indicators are these: stability, healthcare, culture and environment, education, and infrastructure. So if you looked at a city like, let's say, cities in Utah, they would score high in stability, low on healthcare, probably medium on culture and environment, relatively high on education, poorly on infrastructure.
Okay.
And so, it's still like a nice place to live, but when you look at how much other cities are investing in infrastructure or culture or healthcare, then, you can see how we might fall behind.
I wonder, too, if this is one of those moments where you look at it and you think your own personal city, because anytime, if Salt Lake was on this list, I wouldn't have been surprised just because these are the kinds of things. It depends on the metric that they use. If they're like for economic growth,
it's the metric because what we prize here in the United States, especially here in Utah, is
economics.
We want to see economic growth. We want to see money, and that is our number 1 metric. And that's one of the reasons why some of these others get ignored, like infrastructure, for example. It is impossible to improve anything in this state. I mean, it's really hard.
No, come on. Don't be so cynical.
Well, think about it. Look at these other cities and how cool.
Well then? What are the things we do well then? Okay, I want to go.
We have stability.
This is Brightside, man. I don't want you to bring us down again.
We have stability.
On your cynicism. Okay, economic stability.
We have
make good sandwiches?
We have good economy.
We make good sandwiches.
But here's an example. So, have you ever noticed? And I think one of the reasons why you don't see many people out walking, have you ever noticed how little shade there is?
I will say this. I lament the fact that we don't have as much shade as we should. In my yard.
You know why we don't?
Because my grass, I can't keep up with keeping it green. I don't water it that much, and I need more trees over it so that it'll stay shaded.
This valley looks like a forest. right?
Yes,
when you look at it.
When you look at it from above, yeah.
But all the trees are within people's properties.
Yeah, not mine.
Because what happens is when you plant a tree that covers a road or a sidewalk, guess whose problem that is?
The city.
And guess who doesn't want to pay for anything?
Yep.
So guess how many people, well, if we have tree-lined streets, we're going to have to increase property taxes because we're going to have a tree crew. Absolutely not. So this is why, I mean, this is an example of how we end up having kind of a poor infrastructure because it's cheap. We have these blazing hot streets that, yes, we keep paved, but they're amazingly uncomfortable. You go to the cities and it's like, wow, gosh, this is shady. I can take a walk through a neighborhood. It's not bad at all. But here we don't do that because we don't want to pay for it. So we make all the trees have to be on private property. Wasatch Boulevard, there through Cottonwood Heights, has no trees. And it's because UDOT doesn't want to care for trees.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, well, I just learned, and I don't know exactly where these trees will go, but Salt Lake City's receiving an $11.5 million grant from the Bezos Earth Fund. So Jeff Bezos might be helping us with trees, but I don't know where they're going.
I would love that because that is one of the things that
my problem is
we are missing the most.
But my problem is, and we just put some trees in our backyard when we did some landscaping, but they're the ones that will grow more tall than they will out and over. You know what I mean? It's more of a fence than they are, and they'll get tall and they'll help in some cases, but I don't think that it's going to have the. I do limit. We have a big maple tree on our property. It's the one big tree we have.
Yeah,
and it's probably 15, 20 years old, and it's nice and tall, and it is the nicest, shadiest part of our lawn. I can't just say, hey, let's put a big old. My sister, I'm jealous of because she's got these giant, tall cottonwoods in the backyard of her property that were there from, they built their fence around them that were already there on the property. They're already 50 years old. And those things are massive and they are
amazing.
Yes. And I'm like, I get so jealous of the fact that people have big old trees in their yards, but you're right. For the most part, this is a relatively new neighborhood. It's nice. It's big. The lots are big and they have not one tree on them when you plant, when you first move in.
When you put trees up to shade the street and shade the sidewalk, you just generate something that has to be paid for, and no one wants to do that. Here's another example: our resort industry. We have world-class ski resorts. We won't shut up about them. But you know what we don't have? We don't have any of the infrastructure that you find at other world-class ski destinations. We don't have. They've actually slashed the number of ski buses. The one transit option we had to ski resorts, we completely slashed it. We have hardly any ski buses now. We don't have any of the trains. We don't have any of the gondolas. We don't have any of the funiculars. We don't have any of those things that are hallmarks of the rest of the world. Saying, "Hey, come ski here! Isn't it amazing? Look at all we've invested to do to make this easier." Instead, you know what we do? We give everyone a 3-hour drive up the canyon on powder days. And if you bring it up, it's always the same thing. Yeah, we could do that, but that's really expensive.
What about the gondola that everybody doesn't want?
And I think that's part of the problem that we have, not just here in Utah, but across the United States, is that this generation of Americans do not want that public. They do not want that public life to be there. They don't want to pay for it, and they don't want to have it.
Okay, guess
what?
So
we don't have it, and so we score low.
Well, here comes the score coming back up here in the state of Utah. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
They're adding a second In-N-Out burger in St. George. I just saw that.
Just long lines.
I know. Well,
I actually saw a reporter who was from Idaho. He's covering a
very
high-profile case
getting a
that
third
we're not going to
one.
talk about. But and he was surprised by how long the lines are at In-N-Out Burger in Provo. And
no. The worst ones in Utah are as follows. Number one worst in terms of lines and how long you're going to wait is the American Fork location. American Fork In-N-Out is impossible all the time. Orem is pretty bad too. The one up by me up in Centerville, not bad at all. St. George is going to get another one though, so St. George is going to have two down.
You know why the lines are so long? Is because In-N-Out Burger is the best deal in fast food.
I thought it's actually kind of it's like not necessarily there anymore though. I did my 3x3 the other day. I told you. It was like $9 for the burger.
Well, yeah, but you ordered a special burger, and they're gonna nail you.
3 patties?
It's a pretty I don't know.
That's an off-menu burger.
I would say you got In-N-Out with like a good quality burger at a
menu.
decent price.
Okay,
maybe.
the double now is like expensive though. Okay, so you got a couple things going on here. Hillsboro, Oregon's going to get an In-N-Out. Vegas is going to get another one In-N-Out. Madison, Tennessee is going to be hosting an In-N-Out. It's not special anymore.
No price, Utah.
No, just
That'd be luxury for them.
just St. George, Madison, Tennessee, and then Colorado's getting one as well. I've never heard of Tim Nance.
The fact that it's the second one in St. George is kind of interesting to me. I'm just kind of like, why? But maybe it's because the long lines.
Ethan knows. St. George is basically the biggest state. It's basically the biggest city in Utah now. That whole area down there.
St.
George, massive.
Oh yeah, it's going
you
crazy.
can barely get around there anymore.
Yeah, it's going absolutely.
If you're
going absolutely bonkers.
Here's what's great. If you wanted to make a cajillion dollars, you open an In-N-Out burger in St. George or some ice cream shop. Ice cream shoppy in St. George.
Open a creamery.
Open a creamery in St. George. They're like, have you been to that new dessert place? Kevin and I, when we came down and so we got done with pickleball, and we just had to go to the new dessert place. These are most.
Can you license the BYU Creamery?
You can. I don't know if they franchise. That'd be a hard partner to have, because BYU Creamery would do awesome.
Could you replicate it? Could you do like a
Brigham's Creamery,
a BMI Creamery?
I just call it Brigham's Creamery.
A BMY, you just do the same Y.
Yeah, instead of Graham Canyon, it's just the canyoniest of graham crackers. Graham cracker ice cream. Just call it that. All right. We're going to head downstairs. We've got a lot of show to get through, and we've got a lot of fun stuff to be able to talk about from 1 to 3. You can join us, of course, over on the stream. We have our 3 things to kick off the show with, but we're also going to go the direction of talking about how to try to lure you into getting Airbnb at your regular home, what Airbnb is trying to do across the United States, plus what One Italian Village is doing to fine the tourists in town. We'll tell you what they do. Much more also. Around the corner, it's KSL Brightside.
Nuclear power plants in the United States for more than 60 years. And when you do something that long, you learn a lot about it and you get good at it.
Still, a downside to nuclear energy is that there is not a facility in the United States to dispose of the radioactive waste.
The very good part about spent nuclear fuel is it's very easy to manage, right? You put it in pools for a few years, you put it in these concrete and steel containers, and you can leave it on site for the Nuclear Regulatory Commission has concluded at least 100 years of safe storage at reactor sites. The challenge is, of course, it is radioactive, and so it needs a long-term place to be stored and ultimately disposed.
Valdez says before lawmakers invest in nuclear energy projects, they should consider other readily available resources.
Geothermal, we are in an amazing state that has so many resources. We are extremely equipped for solar. Maybe we should start looking at some rooftop solars for our large communities and consumers. We have battery storage. We have so many opportunities.
Maria Chaleos, KSL News Radio. There is so much more to the pros and cons of nuclear energy. On today's episode of the KSL News Daily, you can find my full interview with the Nuclear Energy Institute, plus hear the concerns of Utah's downwinders. You can find it on the KSL News Radio app or wherever you listen to podcasts. Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. Learn how to save more this summer at uccu.com. And here's Michelle Rowe.
We have a crash. This is eastbound as you're going from I-80 to take possibly the collector ramp to go on I-215's east belt. This is just west of the mouth of Parley's Canyon. So it's causing some sizable delays in that area. Also northbound on I-215's west belt, there's a crash and delays between California Avenue headed up to I-80, and then again, if you're going southbound on I-15, down in the Springville area, debris is in the road. This is just south of the 400 South exit, and traffic is again really slowing through that area. Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast will start things off on the relatively cool side. 95, partly cloudy skies, and 20% chance for a pop-up. Tomorrow, 100, mostly sunny. 104 on Saturday afternoon, sunshine. Downright blazing hot, potentially near all-time records on Sunday. 106 is the forecast high, mostly sunny skies. We dial it back to 102 on Monday, partly cloudy. Mostly cloudy skies on your Tuesday, 99. Chance for thunderstorms back in the forecast on Wednesday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Sunshine, 89 degrees in downtown Salt Lake City, and the 7-day forecast is brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Quick check of the markets. Markets have been in really good shape today. They really liked the new jobs report that came out. Complete update of your money news is coming up next.
My internet service is rock solid. In fact, it's the most intelligent Wi-Fi you can get. When it detects a problem, it even heals itself. In my house, we're connected with Xfinity Wi-Fi. It hits every corner of the house, and it's built for speed. Sometimes I even do my show from home, and I never have to worry about losing the connection because Xfinity Wi-Fi is powered by fiber, 99.999% reliability, and even better, the grandkids can watch a movie, play games, my wife can surf, and I'm still rock solid on KSL. And the best part is you can lock in 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with the best equipment. 5 years, same price, no contracts or commitments. You get everything you need, data, equipment, plus you'll be online within minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. 5 years, same price, no contract. Go to Xfinity.com or visit an Xfinity store to get started. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Can you hear it? That's the sound of nature waking up in Box Elder County. Spring has sprung, and the first visitors are already here. From grebes to geese, Bear River Bird Refuge is alive with the sound of thousands of wings. And it's not just the birds who are invited. There's plenty for you to enjoy. Experience the world-class minerals at Crystal Hot Springs. Stand on the spot where the railroads joined and forged the destiny of a nation at Golden Spike National Historic Park. Check out the jaw-dropping murals up and down Tremonton's charming Main Street. The list goes on and on. Hungry? From fine dining to classic comfort food, Box Elder County has something that's sure to hit the spot. In Box Elder County, the air is fresher, the sky is wider, and spring is in full bloom. Come wake up your senses and plan your spring escape at visitboxeldercounty.com. Produced in partnership with the Utah Office of Tourism.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
KSL News Time 12:54. Looking for some one-of-a-kind movie memorabilia?
Many of the items from cinema's biggest hits ever are now going up for auction. For example, the hoverboards from Back to the Future Part 2. Brian Chanis from Heritage Auctions gave me a virtual tour of some of the biggest pieces of movie history that you can now bid on over the next week or so. After the Wicked craze of the last few years, maybe you fancy one of the hats the Wicked Witch of the West wore on screen in The Wizard of Oz. And speaking of headgear, how about Willy Wonka's golden top hat in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
That is ABC's Danny New reporting. Watching Utah's Money, Costco is expanding its digital wallet, saving shoppers who forget their wallets at home. The app will now let users link any Visa card to it, which can be used at checkout. It's kind of like Walmart Pay. The downside, you can't use it at the food court. Several states are considering suing Paramount for its $110 billion purchase of Warner Brothers. Reuters reports the states allege the acquisition could hurt competition since it combines two of Hollywood's 4 major studios. Back-to-school spending is expected to fall 6% this year. A Deloitte survey reports it comes as inflation stays up and consumer sentiment stays down. Clothes are expected to be the priority. Tech will be less of a focus. Taking a look at your money at this moment, the Dow is up by 197 points. It's more than 0.25%, sitting at 52,545. S&P up by 61 points. The Nasdaq up by 1.25%, up by 322 points.
Amanda, every business needs IT help, and sometimes you've got that guy who already works for your company who knows how to do this stuff. but sometimes you don't, or the guy who knows the IT stuff, that's not his actual job.
Right. So Les Olson IT they can be your 24/7 help desk. They can support your existing help desk. They can do advanced cybersecurity protection. Maybe just come and take a look. Are you subject to phishing or ransomware or other things? What are the cyber threats you're facing?
And you've got to make sure that your data is secure. So both cloud and data backup solutions, they can help you with that. Plus, everybody's got to use a computer. That's where hardware comes in, infrastructure support. You don't have to know all this stuff because Les Olson IT knows it.
And most of the time, they can help you fix whatever's going wrong remotely, just off your computer. Plus, of course, they have copiers and printers. They always will at the very best price.
Les Olson IT is your trusted local IT partner. They've been in business for 70 years, and they've got 9 locations from Logan to Las Vegas.
Find out more at lesolson.com.
My friend Joey loves to use old familiar sayings.
You know what they say.
The problem is,
don't look at a gift horse because you can't make them drink.
He gets a lot on the mixed up.
People who live in glass houses,
here it comes,
shouldn't cry over spilt milk.
There are also a lot of sayings in the financial world, like, you'll pay lower taxes in retirement. But for many people, it's just not true. You may have done a great job saving in that 401k or IRA, but Uncle Sam is ready to grab a big portion of that money. The team at Galileo Wealth Management can help with strategies that you can start now to lower your tax bill in the future. More for you and less for Uncle Sam.
Or as they say, an apple a day is worth 2 in the bush.
Get the facts on your tax bill in retirement. Call Galileo Wealth today at 385-247-7000. It's 385-247-7000 or online at GalileoWealth.com.
And remember, a stitch in time keeps the doctor away. Does, you know.
You trust us for news and information in your car. Now trust us at home. KSL News Radio has you covered, keeping you informed on the latest breaking news, weather, traffic, sports, and more. Listen on your Amazon Echo or Google Home device. Just say, Alexa, open KSL News Radio. Or listen on the KSL News Radio Listen app. Text the word app to 57500. KSL News Radio. We have you covered.
When American troops withdrew from Afghanistan in 2021, thousands of evacuees fled to the U.S. for protection. Many Americans welcomed their new neighbors.
For the last week, the governor tells me his office has been getting calls nonstop with Utahns wanting to help.
When we saw the pictures and the videos coming out of Afghanistan, we prayed to be able to help them.
But then, what happened? Listen to Stranger Becomes Neighbor, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Maria Shilaos, host of the KSL News Daily podcast, where you'll get a deep dive on a story important to you and the 3 things you need to know each weekday morning. Follow the KSL News Daily today, wherever you get your podcasts. Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. What's happening, Michelle?
This crash eastbound I-80 at the mouth of Parley's Canyon is causing some delays at this point. This is right at the split where you can either take the east belt to go southbound on I-215 or continue through into Parley's Canyon. You'll need to allow some extra time. Also still working on this crash northbound on the west belt as you're approaching I-80. Your favorite trip snack, but make it spicy. New fiery cheese curds from the Creamery are here. Stop in or order online, and $1 from every bag will be donated to support wildfire relief efforts. I'm Michelle Rowan, the KSL Traffic Center.
And we are headed for a high today of 95 degrees, but then it's 100 degrees for the next 3 days. Right now, 90 degrees downtown.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 1 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small to look at our top stories this hour. The judge is hearing from the roommate of the man accused of killing Charlie Kirk today, but the roommate is not in the courtroom. Instead, prosecutors are playing a video interview with Lance Twiggs and police.
I heard him leaving, and he just said he had a long drive to work that day, so he was leaving early.
Okay, so early. Any guess as to what when that was?
I don't know. I would have thought it was 5 a.m. because that's when like an early work day was for him, but it was probably more like 4.
Twiggs told the interviewers on video that he never discussed politics with Tyler Robinson, nor did they talk about Charlie Kirk at any length. Robinson's preliminary hearing is expected to last into tomorrow. A West Valley City man is being accused of child abuse after police say he slapped a child who was pulling a ding-dong ditch prank. Police documents say 5 kids rang the doorbell on 21-year-old Paul Misa's apartment on Tuesday and then made a run for it. Misa is accused of chasing them down in his car, and police say he pushed one of the children to the ground and slapped him. Police say Misa admitted to the slap when they confronted him. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Democratic Senate hopeful Graham Plattner has dropped his bid to challenge Maine Senator Susan Collins. So now the work has begun to find a replacement for him on the ballot.
The Maine Democratic Party has announced that it will do a nominating convention in order to decide who the next candidate will be. We have seen reports that there could be as many as 600 delegates who will make that decision.
That's ABC's Avery Harper. Plattner has been facing multiple allegations of sexual misconduct. Your money at this moment, market's all in the green right now. The Dow is currently up 114 points, up to 52,463. The S&P's up 53, and the NASDAQ is up 295. Brace yourselves, the heat is coming. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time 102.
The sources where we get our news matters.
When you listen to Utah's Morning News, we want you to feel the stories are important to you and trustworthy. This is Amanda Dixon.
And I'm Andy Farnsworth. Join us weekday mornings on KSL News Radio.
Hey there, it's Julie from Logan. Head up north where the air is clear for a refreshingly unexpected getaway. Start your day by singing Yodelay-hoo at the top of your lungs on a canyon trail with views that go on for miles. Here's a secret. The National Forest is only 10 minutes from your hotel. What? I know. Next, rent horses or a side-by-side at Beaver Creek Lodge up Logan Canyon to spy colorful wildflowers and birds and stunningly beautiful scenery. After your day of adventure, wander downtown to check out our local shops selling everything from antiques to giant jigsaw puzzles to vintage clothing and goat's milk soap. Watch them hand-dip chocolates at Bluebird Candy, eat sourdough pizza, or drop into the family-friendly Prodigy Brew Pub where their deep-fried pickle spears are divine. I didn't even mention live theater performance like the Lyrics Laugh Out Loud Forever Plaid, or free concerts every weekday at noon in the Tabernacle, or community festivals, or, see what I'm saying? We are refreshingly Logan. Visit explorelogan.com, explorelogan.com.
This is Colin Curie from the New Millennium Group. Have you ever had a question for your financial advisor?
What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour.
This is Colin Curie from the New Millennium Group. Have you ever had a question for your financial advisor only to find out that the next available appointment is months away? At New Millennium Group, we believe that financial advice should never be limited to once-a-year review meetings. Life happens every single day. Markets change, retirement questions come up, family situations evolve, and when they do, you deserve answers. That's why we pride ourselves at the New Millennium Group on being accessible when our clients need us most. Whether you're wondering about your investments or a major life decision, our team is here to help provide guidance. We're not interested in being the firm you hear from once a year. We want to be your trusted resource throughout your entire retirement journey. If you're looking for a financial team that values relationships, communication, and responsiveness, we'd love to meet you. Give us a call today at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or visit us at utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Do you know why more homeowners choose Any Hour Services for help when it's time to replace their air conditioners? What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and the main reasons people choose Any Hour Services is because of our people, processes, and convenience. People tell us all the time that there's just something different about having an Any Hour Services technician in their home. That's why our over 23,000 Google reviews mention our technicians by name. Another reason is our 7-step install process that we call the Any Hour Difference. It all starts with the needs analysis, where you explain what you like and dislike about your current system. This helps us design and size a system that fits your comfort and efficiency preferences as well as your home's airflow requirements. As for convenience, most of our installs are completed in one day. We also have flexible, no money down financing options available, even if you've been told no in the past. So if you've been thinking about getting a new air conditioner, call Any Hour Services and schedule a free estimate today. Google Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
We have emergency traffic. It's brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Michelle Rowe.
A crash eastbound I-80 at the mouth of Parley's Canyon is really backing up traffic. The ramp to take the east belt to go southbound, that is closed, so you'll be forced to either go up Parley's or exit at Foothill Drive. For drivers northbound on the west belt, still have a crash there at the I-80 interchange, and a new crash southbound I-15 going between West Bountiful and Woods Cross, as well as debris still in the road southbound I-15 just south of 400 South in Springville. Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
Working our way up to a high of 95 degrees today. Going to see a little bit of cloud cover. Working our way into the triple digits tomorrow with a high of 100 flat, and then it really heats up Saturday and Sunday. Highs of 104 and 106. Right now it's 90 degrees and mostly clear skies in downtown Salt Lake City. I'm Adam Small from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Millard.
Alex, that's a great way to get your kids off social media.
And Alex Curie.
Yeah, my real goal with the new social media stuff is to show up in my kids' feed.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Curie. Thanks so much for tuning in today. And Alex, I'm ready to jump right in. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk a little news. We're going to take a little text. We're going to have some snacks during the breaks, and then we're going to go home. Does that sound good?
Where'd the snacks come from?
I got one right here.
Oh, you got your...
I got my Kirkland brand protein bar.
You and your protein bars.
Cookies and cream.
You know who's annoying is the guy who comes to work and eats the exact same thing every day and then tells you about it and goes, oh, well, you know, it's just how I could stay on track with everything.
You remember that time I asked for your opinion on my lunch? Let's do our three things.
Let's do it.
Your top trending stories happening right now. KSL Brightside's The Three Things.
All right, listen up, Utah. Temperatures are going to be up above 100 degrees this weekend. That's according to the forecasts. And that means trouble if you're going to be out and about. Now, Salt Lake County Sheriff Rosie Rivera said that her volunteer search and rescue teams for Salt Lake had been extremely busy already because people are going out ill-equipped and unprepared for conditions. She said, quote, there are days where we have 4 call-outs a day. It's a lot. Well, we could get temperatures as high as 105 degrees. Now, I looked this up. If you're going to be out doing a hike this weekend, that's great. You're going to need, in 100-degree weather, if you're going to hike, you need about 34 ounces of water per hour of hiking. So your Stanley mug, you're going to need, if it's one of the bigger ones, you're going to need to be able to refill that once an hour.
Who's hiking with the Stanley mug?
Who's not hiking with the Stanley mug?
Well, Alex? I just feel like that's not real. I don't know.
I just feel like the whole, okay, let's go out. I've got my water.
Oh, yeah,
that's not going to work this
Stanley
weekend.
mug? Okay.
You're going to be calling Rescue 911.
Oh, Shatner?
Yeah, that's right. If all you do is go out on your hike with your Stanley, you are going to be in a world of pain.
I like it.
All right, the second thing. Hold on a second. Here we go. A 4-year-old child down in St. George was hospitalized with severe complications after getting E. coli poisoning, swimming in the Virgin River down near Laverkin, Utah. So he suffered from kidney failure, required emergency dialysis and blood transfusions at Primary Children's Hospital. They had to fly him from St. George all the way up here.
So do you remember when we did the Give-a-thon, the kid that we met, he had all these symptoms. They didn't know what was going on, and they found out it was E. coli. It was E. coli.
So here's the thing. So
obviously that could be deadly if you don't catch it in time. But that's scary stuff, man.
So because of the drought, because of the heat, this is a growing problem because warm, stagnant water conditions will heighten the risks. And so even the Virgin River is a river, right? But it was still warm enough. It was still slow enough that kid picked up E. coli. So you got to be real careful. And what's interesting too is I read this article. In this article, the family was very conscious about algae blooms. They didn't want to swim where there were algae blooms. They were very, very focused on that. But then he got E. coli because it is warm, slow water. So experts say keep your head out of the water and keep your mouth closed. Don't ingest it and keep your head above water. Which
Disgusting.
in the summertime, when the summertime, when you take kids to a body of water like that, and you tell them, okay, don't put your head under, this is crazy. They're going to have fun. They're going to go under. So just think about where you're going in the water. If it's a natural body of water,
have you ever done the float thing out in Salt Lake, in the Great Salt Lake?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Did it like a long time ago?
Yeah, a long time
ago.
So
one thing you can't do in the Great Salt Lake or like the Dead Sea
is get it in your eyes.
Some place where the salinity is insane.
Yeah.
You can't get anywhere near, because even if you don't, it's not about like, oh, I went in and my eyes were open. It's not that. It's just if it gets around it at all, your eyes are toast.
Yeah.
It's not like getting in the ocean that you can go underwater and the salinity's not as bad. So I can't tell you how many people I know are like, oh yeah, and then they do the thing where they kind of dive in and then the rest of their day's ruined.
No, they've maced themselves.
They have basically pepper sprayed themselves with the brine shrimp brand pepper spray. So don't do it, everybody. Don't just jump into a body of water with your mouth open and your eyes ready to take in everything. So 4 years old though, that's the thing where you go. You could have a warning all day, and there's every 4-year-old kid is taking in a bunch of water at some point. So be careful out there.
All right, and then finally, this is our third thing. Salt Lake City Police Department reports that the total number of citations they gave for illegal fireworks use from July 2nd through the 5th, and Salt Lake City has a total ban, like most of the state. Salt Lake City has a total ban. The total citations given, you want to guess? You got it right. It's 1.
Oh.
They gave out 1 citation.
Not one citation
fireworks.
or 1 arrest?
1 citation.
Okay.
For illegal fireworks use. That's it. Now, they said that they did receive, quote, a few other calls reporting fireworks use, but when the officers arrived, they didn't find the fireworks. They didn't see any of the behavior. That's always the problem, is that by the time the officers get there, if everyone has gone into their house, then there's very little they can do.
That's wild to me, that the compliance with the ban, well, number one, it can't be that good. There's no way it was that good.
Salt Lake City is our best city, I think, in Utah, and I think this has been made abundantly clear one more time. Now, Salt Lake City Fire Department spokesperson said, quote, it was a quieter 4th of July than usual.
Well, of course it
with
was.
regards to fireworks-related calls. Crews were busy as usual, but not necessarily from fireworks. We'd like to thank our residents for cooperating and respecting the fireworks.
Do you think part of it is, too, is that here's what I hope is that, on the one hand, you got to go after people who are violating the law, and if you start a wildfire, like, man, you're the problem, right? But here's the thing, is that they also asked everybody to comply with this thing like 4 days before, after everybody, like right when the fireworks stands open, people potentially could have been buying fireworks for 1 or 2 days and then told, hey, you put all that stuff away, all right?
Yeah.
But also go out and buy more. But also, don't you dare start a fire. And so I would hope, I'm not asking that the law enforcement would have been like a little bit more, that they would have been more chill about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the wrong way to look at it.
Yeah.
However, I do wonder if there's going to be, when the 24th comes around, because by the way, we still haven't heard anything. No
about
updates
November.
on whether or not November is going to be
our firework holiday.
Right, and not just that, but also it's not just about November. It's about whether or not the 24th is, because you know what happened. Fruit Heights City said, hey, the 2nd through the 5th, full-on citywide ban, and they put the sign up at the top of the neighborhood, so people weren't confused. Like, I think there's still parts of the neighborhood you can still fire this stuff off in, and it's like, no. And then guess what? That big sign that said the 2nd through the 5th, as soon as the 5th came around, they took it down.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering if they're looking at it and going, all right, the 24th may come around. We may have some. I just wonder.
Because they're afraid. They're afraid to tell you guys you can't do fireworks again.
In my neighborhood, my neighborhood party.
You know why? It's because they know you all have guns up there. They're just afraid.
It's a bunch of Fruit Heights.
We can't tell these people they can't have fireworks.
Bunch of Fruit Heights rebels up there. Come
Alex, I want to give you a wildfire update, though. In the last 24 hours.
You do this, and it makes me depressed.
8 new fire starts, 8 new wildfire starts in the last 24 hours. Yesterday, we'd had 15 in the previous.
Yeah.
So
we're good.
You know?
We're 50% better. Yeah.
I think the problem's over. Only 8?
So only 8 per day?
I mean, what is this?
But again, the problem with you doing these updates is that we actually don't have any context. You know what I mean? From like,
What do you mean? What context do you want?
we don't have context for like last year, day on day. And by the way, we had 8 new starts for the last 24 hours, or we had 15 the day before. And that doesn't mean, it makes it sound like we have 15 new Babylon fires firing up when you say that. We had 15 new starts yesterday. You're making us sound like such terrible people.
I didn't say anything about people. You're the one bringing people into this. I'm
projecting.
I'm making it about fires here.
I'm
projecting
over here.
One of them, though, I looked, and it appears to be right in the middle of the Great Salt Lake, and it actually is.
You can't do.
It's Carrington Island. It's one of those little islands in the Great Salt Lake. So Carrington Island's on fire. Now the good news.
Nobody even knew Carrington Island existed till you just said it. It's on fire, everybody.
The good news is no one lives out there. They can probably just let that one go.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate your support.
So they can just check that off and say, all right, well, keep an eye on it. But they've got, you know what? They have someone posted up on Stansbury Island, just kind of watching it.
I just love the idea of them sending a barge out there, and then they put it out and they go, "We got the fire on Carrington Island."
You don't need a barge. You just need it's probably pretty muddy.
One guy in a bucket.
Probably.
How did it start? It's got to be lightning, right?
I would imagine so. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna jump out to a break. Before we do, in studio here with us, Jake from Advanced Window Products. Jake, first of all, what's going on, man? Everything going well in your world, dude?
Life is good.
Yeah,
life is good. We had a good 4th of July. The fires are a little depressing.
Yeah, were you the one? Were you the one person who got arrested for lighting off fireworks? That was what Salt Lake says. It was just the one person.
Fortunately, that was not me.
Okay, good.
Fortunately, that was not me.
Well, as we get into the hottest days of the year, it's appropriate you're here.
Oh my gosh.
So we're gonna get triple digits, I think, into the weekend, and not that 100-degree weather is totally something that's new for us here in the state of Utah, but we were just talking about yesterday how everyone's utility bills go through the roof this time of year. I don't think my AC has turned off once this summer. And part of that is that you could be helping the cause if you get brand new windows that are actually working for you. That's what you guys are doing for people, saving them a bunch of money in the summer. Maybe their ACs will click off if they finally get those windows updated, right?
Let us help you turn your AC off for at least a few minutes, right? Like that. It's crazy. I was in Idaho for the 4th of July, average of 75 degrees a day.
Oh, come on.
And then came home, and I forgot how hot 100 degrees is.
Yeah, it gets there.
And that's what we're dealing with right now, and it's going to be like that for the foreseeable future with that temperature. And so for homeowners, your AC is just working like crazy. Your existing windows have seal failures. Their vinyl is warping. You might have the single pane windows with the aluminum frame. Like that right there is just literally costing you hundreds of dollars per month.
Yeah.
Hundreds of dollars. And so what we're here today is because we're in studio with you guys. This is our second time being here with you, which we love you guys. We're going to give your listeners a special offer. If they call today, we're going to give them $3,000 off the purchase of 10 or more windows. Plus, because it's so hot, homeowners need to get our premium upgraded high-performance window. That is our foam-filled line, has a glass with I-89 on it, so it gives it a 4th layer of low E, the protection.
Sure.
And we're going to give that to you for free if you call today. So free high-performance upgrade. Yes.
So 3,000.
Get at it. Yeah.
I've been saying 2,500 for the 10 windows or more.
Yeah.
But the 3,000 plus the upgraded window on top of it. That's good. That's an insane deal.
Yeah.
I want to give the phone number out right now. If you're listening right now, 801-850-9100. Easy enough to get the folks at Advanced Window Products. Jake wants to take care of you. This is a local company. The factory's here. They make them here. They build them here. They warranty them here.
They know our climate.
Yes.
They know what we need.
Exactly
That's a huge deal. So if you want to save that money, let's start it off right. Let's do it right with Advanced Window Products. And Jake's going to be here all day. In honor of Jake, we're going to make sure and get you all those awesome deals. $3,000 off of 10 windows or more. Plus the upgraded window, the high performance. It's going to be an insane savings for you, not just in the summer, but also in the winter. 801-850-9100. Get that free energy audit. Get those windows. Say, I heard it on the radio. I want to get that deal. 801-850-9100. It's Advanced Window Products. Jake, we'll talk to you in a few minutes, man. We got more to go around the corner. Airbnb shelling out bonuses for people who want to start their properties off and get it going during the World Cup here. You're not one of the 16 host cities, but we'll tell you how much they're going to pay those bonuses out. Stay right here with us.
Hi, I'm Maria Chaleos, and I'd like to tell you about my podcast, the KSL News Daily. Every weekday morning, we'll deliver one story explored in depth, plus the 3 things you need to know before your day begins.
But this is new. This is where we human beings are able to trick AI.
This is news with context from the journalists you trust.
agencies were less than willing to speak with us about this.
Find and follow the KSL News Daily at kslpodcast.com or wherever you listen.
So to illustrate the difference between regular trees and new super trees, we've placed two men in a wind tunnel. One with a toupee and the other with real hair. The toupee is starting to peel off, and yes, there it goes. It's completely off his head. But the other man's hair, while being blown around like crazy, isn't going anywhere. Clearly roots made all the difference in that experiment, and roots make all the difference in super trees. Trees grown in conventional pots could develop circling root deformities, making them weaker and more likely to blow over. But super trees are grown in special air pot containers that promote superior root development. The result is stronger, faster growing trees with more lustrous foliage. Visit Super Trees and receive 10% off. Super Trees at their Riverton Nursery at 2767 West, 12600 South, or online at supertrees.com. Super Trees, because better roots make better trees.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. The news just keeps getting weirder on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KSL News Radio. I'm Ethan Millett here with Alex Keary. This is KSL Brightside, and Airbnb has been taking a big swing at the World Cup. They've made 5 specific public commitments to World Cup hosts. Number 1, a $750 new host bonus. In other words, if you just list your home, they'll give you $750. 13,000 dedicated support agents, machine learning fraud screening.
What does that mean?
It's AI.
Okay.
Machine learning is AI. Damage protection and proactive law enforcement coordination. You know, that's a good thing to have, but it's also a funny sales pitch. Hey, if you put your personal property on the line here,
the police
will
will
do
be at your
proactive
house
law enforcement coordination.
immediately. We will get the police over to your house during this party these Scottish guys are throwing immediately. We won't have any problem being able to shut that down. I will say that, like, it's an interesting deal to try to woo, because the whole thing is to woo people for $750. In some cases, in some of the bigger cities, they were doing $1,500 at one point. And so you go, okay, you roll out these big bonuses, and it's only for people who are newly listing their house.
Yeah.
So what it is basically going, hey, clean up your house a little bit, list it, and let's get it going. And they say the average person who's listing their homes in these host cities is making about $3,000 during this thing. And so that $3,000 plus the bonus makes it tempting for you to go.
Well,
I've never started up this Airbnb thing, but I think I'm going to start now.
That's a couple months of mortgage payments for a lot of people. But here's the thing, though, Alex, is bookings in World Cup cities are actually below projections, and they're actually below right now even a typical summer, because a lot of travelers are kind of avoiding the World Cup areas, and if the World Cup attendees are not booking, then that's why they're kind of specifically Boston, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Seattle reporting a booking pace below expectations. And in this article from Staystra, it profiles May Stewart, and I just want to read this because this is sad.
Oh, no.
May Stewart spent $60,000 renovating her Atlanta home for this moment. She's asking $4,500 a week in July, triple her normal rate. The house is still empty.
I was going to say.
And at this point, especially with the U.S. out, at this point, I think it'll remain empty. But you know what, though? Her house is probably beautiful. And as long as she can pay off that $60,000.
Wow.
Then, she might be glad she did it.
You know, there's part of me that goes, is it worth, Like, because I have a long-term rental. I have a house that we rent here in Salt Lake City, and it's near the mouth of like Parley's Canyon. It's pretty close to which means that when the Olympics come around, would it be better for me to kick out our renters that year and just bank on whatever the Olympics might bring us in the winter of 20? What is that?
Don't kick out your regular renters.
If I could get triple the rate, because I've heard tale.
And these are people, man. Come on.
Well, I'm not saying I'm going to be
part
like
of your life now.
I'm not saying the Olympics are coming next week. You guys got to clear out. I'm not saying that.
But
I'm saying, would it be worth rolling the dice on? No, because a lot of times it changes over from year to year anyway.
Okay.
So if, let's say a lease is up in August, and then I just go, I'm going to leave it empty till next March. You know what I mean? Would it be worth leaving it open, doing some short-term rentals before then, and then when the Olympics come around, cross my fingers and hope that the Norwegian speed skating team goes, I want to stay in Sugar House.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it unless you had property at one of the venues or within a couple of miles of one of the venues. I wouldn't do it, because when you think about it, there are a couple of things that are really different in Salt Lake now than in 2002. One of them, we have infinitely more hotel rooms, it seems like, and things like that.
Yeah, that's true.
We did a great job hosting the World
in 2002,
the Olympics in 2002. We are even more prepared. The number of hotel rooms we have is even greater, and so I think that there's probably going to be not a huge amount of demand for homes down in the valley, except for like maybe corporate retreats and things like that there might be, but otherwise I wouldn't expect to book a lot of people who come here for the giant slalom.
Would you be interested in doing short-term rentals on your personal home if they said, hey, you're going to not roll the dice on it, but let's say that where you live, because your neighborhood also pretty close to both canyons, like you could get to Big and Little Cottonwood Canyon and lickety split from where you're at.
Sure.
And if somebody goes, no, for sure you're going to make $10,000 in the next 2 weeks, would that be enough for you to clear you and a couple of kids and your wife out of there?
Yes.
You would do it?
Oh,
well, then what's the problem? That's essentially what they're saying here.
Well, yeah, but that's a hypothetical situation, right? If I had someone that came and said, hey, I'll give you $10,000 for to stay here for a month.
But I mean, like, that's what I'm saying is that you'd have to clear out. Where would you guys go? Over here? Stay at your parents' house?
I might sleep under my desk at Teton.
Radisson. Yeah, the Super 8 Midvale.
How closely do they patrol the parking garage here at the broadcast house?
Probably not. Listen, you might be all right. You could probably do like you guys, I think this would be a great experiment. Could you guys live at the airport terminal for 2.5 weeks? Could the Millard family,
the baggage claim?
Could the Millard family walk back and forth between Adventure's First Stop, the Maverick in the airport, and the baggage claim, and then but on a nice day too, maybe you end up finding your way into the terminal and going to like
I'd collect those luggage
Cafe Rio.
I'd collect those luggage carts and
just start
and get the deposit back. Here's the thing: it's for $10,000, I could sleep in a lot of weird places for $10,000, so I wouldn't be afraid of it.
I'm gonna quote Ethan on that. For $10,000, I'll sleep in a lot of weird places, man.
All I'm saying is, down in the Salt Lake Valley, I'm not interested in making improvements to my home that I wouldn't normally make in the hopes that I could rent it out for the Olympics. It doesn't seem like that's a winning proposition. It honestly doesn't. I don't know, maybe it will be. Maybe we'll get there and everyone's just desperate to stay.
I'm banking on it. I think there's going to be some crazy boon with the short-term rentals in Salt Lake when the Olympics come around. I'm gonna roll the dice on it, and I'm gonna make sure that it happens.
Yeah.
Millard. Let me see here.
That's all I have to say about that.
No, I know.
It's not time to go to the news break yet. But I wanted to tell you one thing though, and that was how much things have changed with Airbnb. So I tried to get an Airbnb in the kind of the early days of Airbnb, and it was another city in another part of the world. Okay, and I showed up, and it was very clearly a bait and switch. They had advertised a unit, an apartment that they didn't actually have, and they tried to say, "Oh, there's a problem with this one, and but you can stay over here." And it was just worse. And it was. I looked into it, and they were obviously lying to me. And so I report this to Airbnb, and I say, hey, this happened. He said this, and I'm not going to move forward with this booking. And then I got an email back from one of their customer service reps, and they said, well, I'm really sad this isn't working out, but the good news is that you guys are communicating. They literally said that. This guy's scamming me in a foreign city, and Airbnb is like, well, the good news is you're communicating. I'm like, that. All right. I said, just refund me the money. Okay,
I love
no
how
problem.
they made it sound like it was a negotiator. I think it's good we keep the lines of communication open. We might be able to get this ransom situation figured out.
Yeah, it could be. I was unimpressed by that. I'll never forget that. The good news is you're communicating. That's
good.
Great.
No, you've done a great job. Yeah. You've done a great job, Airbnb. All right, Rice-Eccles Stadium at the University of Utah going to be adding more premium seating to their stadium. I don't like this at all, and I'll tell you why. Coming up next, more after news, traffic, and weather right now on KSL Brightside.
It is 1:31 at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small with a look at our top stories this half hour. Another treatment center for young girls is on the verge of losing its license. KSL News Radio's Alexandria Bonilla reports.
The New Haven Residential Treatment Center's Parks House is under new restrictions for the next 30 days after the state's Department of Health and Human Services got a complaint. A resident who was supposed to have one-on-one supervision left the facility and purposely hurt themselves. So for the next month, the facility is not allowed to admit new clients, must retrain all staff, and have to comply and pay for increased inspections. It's not the first time the facility has run into trouble. The Office of Licensing and Background Checks Provider Lookup Tool shows an incident back in March when it was cited after a teen left the campus unnoticed. Alexandria Bonilla, KSL News Radio.
The Salt Lake City Planning Commission is looking to make it harder for private jails and immigration detention facilities to open within city limits. They've passed a proposal to ban the construction of those facilities on privately owned land, though land owned by the state or federal government will not be impacted. And that includes the plot of land where ICE's planned detention facility sits on the west side. The city council will have the final say on whether or not this takes effect. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Funeral processions and prayers continue in Iran for the country's supreme leader as Iran and the U.S. trade strikes again. More from ABC's Britt Clinette.
This is not just a religious ceremony, obviously it is too, but it's a carefully choreographed show of unity, strength, and at a very fragile moment, as we've been discussing. Iran's leadership, it has paused parts of its talks with Washington around the funeral, and senior commanders have publicly warned that the U.S. and Israel, could be launching any strikes while the procession is underway. So it carries some risk for them.
President Trump says the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran is dead. Your money at this moment, market's still in the green. The Dow's up 67, the S&P is up 54, and the NASDAQ doing the best of the three, currently up 316. Coming up, it's going to feel hot today, but not nearly as hot as it's going to feel over the weekend. Take a look at the forecast next. KSL News Time, 1:33.
Mornings are for recharging.
And they're for starting your day right.
We volunteer to join you in the car. Get news and weather at 102.7 FM during the most important part of your day.
Andy and Amanda, each morning between 5 and 9 on KSL News Radio.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
We've been talking to you today about advanced window products, and Jake is here in studio with us. We talk about advanced window products all the time. This is the best and the full stop place that you have to go to get your windows replaced in your home. You know why? Because you're losing money on those old windows. This is the factory. Advanced Window Products builds the window, customizes it for you. They're the ones who warranty it for life. This isn't one of those fake lifetime warranties either when it comes down to it, and you get those in this industry. This is a local company. They know the local weather. Jake, we've got a great deal for people who are listening right now, but Ethan wants to get in on the technical side of things on how some of these, because you guys are doing something extra special today, but these windows are going to save people a bunch of money because of the technology.
Yeah, that's right. So roll out this deal for us.
Yeah,
I got questions
so the
about
deal
tech.
we're going to do for you guys, if your listeners, if you call today, you're going to get a hold of Cass, and she's going to be able to come out to your house in the next day or two. But by calling today, you're going to unlock $3,000 in savings, plus the free upgrade to our high-performance window line.
Okay, so tell me about the high-performance window line. What does that upgrade include?
Yeah, so when Cass comes out to your house, she'll kind of explain to you. We have multiple lines of windows just for people, their budget, what they're looking for, what their needs are. But our top-of-the-end window that gets 0.22 U value, which gives you rebates from Rocky Mountain Power and Enbridge. It's a total of $5.50 a foot. That window is filled with foam, so the frame is foam filled, so adds additional insulation to the window. And then that glass package that goes on that window has an additional layer of low E to even further prevent that heat from coming inside your home. But it also does the same thing like in the winter. That insulation keeps that cold out and helps keep the glass helps keep that cold out.
So you're already getting $3,000 off these windows. You add in the upgraded window package. What's that cost per window?
Yeah, good question. So that, depending on the size of your window, the average is going to be about $200 to $250 per window.
Of increased value that you get
for free.
Okay.
For free, but
Listen.
you have to call today.
Okay, let's get it going. Let me give the phone number out because if you're listening right now, the lifetime warranty, the local side of it, Advanced Window Products have been doing this for 40 years. They do it better than anybody, and you're going to get the best savings right now. 801-850-9100. Get that deal right now. Say, hey, I heard the $3,000 off of 10 windows or more. I heard I can get the free upgrade on all the windows. Do it. 801-850-9100. That's all you have to do is give them a call right now. Advanced Window Products standing by, taking your call. You can get that free energy audit on top of that and just to see what they can do for you. 801-850-9100. It's Advanced Window Products.
Still emergency traffic right now. It's brought to you by UCCU. Learn how to save more this summer at uccu.com. Where is it, Michelle Rowe?
This is down in Orem. This is right about it's Linden actually, right about 1600 north. The traffic's backing up almost to Pleasant Grove Boulevard. All of the right lanes except for the HOV lane are blocked at the moment. So you're just going to use a little bit of extra time to get through that area. The northbound delays between Bountiful and Centerville are still there, but they do have the roadway open again, northbound I-15 in that area. And then some slowdowns starting to set in southbound I-15 from the South Interchange into Midvale. Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
Look for a high of 95 degrees today, and then the furnace is really going to turn up over the next few days. 100 tomorrow, 104 on Saturday. The high of the week is Sunday. 106 is the forecasted high. Right now it is 91 degrees, mostly clear skies in downtown Salt Lake City. I'm Adam Small from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We are Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
Out-of-staters like to talk about us, but I think they want to move here.
And Alex Curie.
Ethan, they hate us because they ain't us.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Miller here with Alex Curie. And, the last time Rice-Eccles Stadium, home of the Utes, was renovated, we were all interested to see that the south end zone was no longer a place that a lot of people sat. People still sat there, but significantly fewer, and the price point was significantly more. That became their club section, and you really have to splash out some cash if you want to sit there. You get space, you get food. It really is a beautiful seating area, but it did reduce the number of people sitting right there behind the south end zone. That's a business decision, right, of course, that the university makes as they're looking at all these things. It's not uncommon. But now the University of Utah say that they are exploring further renovations in the stadium, including an increase in luxury or high-end seating. And this is part of their partnership with Otro Capital, which is the private equity firm that they've partnered up with to try and maximize their opportunities in the sports world, especially football. Utah has a really strong football brand right now, and they're trying to kind of maximize that. And I think it's really interesting now they're starting to look at more luxury seating.
Yeah, and I hate it. I mean, this isn't. I know, but this isn't. And this isn't me going after the University of Utah. This is
as you go after the University of Utah.
I've been saying this for a while. Fill in the blank. BYU's doing the same thing. Every big college, every big university is doing the exact same thing. And they're doing the pro model, which is, hey, they look at you and I, and they go, we don't want Ethan and Alex showing up to these games because we
don't want them paying $100 a seat.
Because they're showing up and paying $80 for the not premium seats, and they're spending on average with parking and with some food and concessions and stuff. So they look at you and I walking around. And I have $126 above my head. You have $171 above your head, and then they go, okay. And then they look at it and they go, how can we maximize this? And by the way, Otro Capital's whole deal is for them to maximize how much money they're getting per person who walks into that building.
Yeah.
And they realize that per square foot or per seat or per where the seats used to be, if they're doing more on-field suites and box seating, they can basically look and go, okay, if we had 3 seats there and they're getting an average of $200 a person, but then in that same space right there, they could get $1,300 per person in that space to pay for that. Then they look at it and it's just do you notice that they're having fewer and fewer people? They're making they don't care about how many people to jam in. That was the old model.
Yeah.
Jam as many people in this thing as you can. Get a loud crowd. You can make the tickets a little bit more accessible. They're not interested in that. That's the part that makes me mad. They're not interested in making them accessible anymore. It's all about paying the players. And so the way that they do that is they have to maximize their profits. The way they maximize their profits is they walk up and say, hey, you have to maximize this seating situation and this dollar situation. It's happening over at every one of the professional teams over here at Delta Center. It's happening at every big school here, BYU, Utah included. All they're looking for is how can we make premium experiences here so we can charge premium prices because that's where we make the most money.
Yeah.
And they don't care about jamming more and more people into the stadium.
So I think they need to find a way to do both because, this is even happening in the airlines. The airlines are increasing the number of premium seats on the planes, and because they're looking for people to pay more for the same thing and or for the same flight or the same football game. And it makes some sense, right? It makes some sense. But you know what I think they need to do up at the U? Let's actually get serious about the stadium. I think if they're going, because one of the problems that we face is when they pivot to club seating, they reduce the total number of seats. They increase the amount that they take, but they reduce the total number of seats. And I think that's a mistake because Salt Lake City got left out of the World Cup for one reason. You know the one reason Salt Lake City got left out of the World Cup, Alex? Not that we don't love soccer. We have a professional soccer team that is high performing and well attended. Why did we get left out of the World Cup?
We don't have an NFL stadium.
We don't have a stadium big enough. And this is time and time again. There have been events that could have come to Salt Lake City. They didn't because we don't have enough capacity. So what I would prefer to see is hey, if you're going to take out a bunch of seats and put in premium seats, and so that there are fewer seats in that section, then I want to see those seats replaced other places, right? I want to see them. I want to see that stadium get bigger because at some point we need a bigger venue in this city.
It's hard.
We're capped out. We're capped out on indoor. We're capped out by the Delta Center. On outdoor, we're capped out by Rice Eccles. These are great facilities, but they're getting to be not big enough. They're getting to be not big enough.
But the not big enough part doesn't matter. And a World Cup coming around every 4 years is less interesting than it is the idea. If the NFL comes a calling in the next 20 years, which I think is a real possibility, because the population needs to demand it, and the population needs to be big enough, and the growth needs to be there, and blah blah blah, for it to be able to happen. I think that could happen, but it's not going to be worth it. All of these stadiums and all the operators, the University of Utah is going. They straight up have. You think that they're not smart enough to? Otro Capital came in and goes, give me a per seat number on all these people. If we were to take these seats out and make them another version of the premium seating that you're seeing on the south side of the stadium, if we were able to do that, what could we make? What could we make back here? I mean, I told you today, the University of Tennessee has made a commercial real estate arm to its athletic department just to make money to pay their athletes. That's where they're going. And because that's the call now, it's less about making money. It's less about building a fan base. That's what's hard. And it's hard to build a fan base when the players are moving all over the place anyway. But I'm just telling people right now, the thing that is going to happen is the premium seating across the board is going to be the standard. Premium seating across all these. That's going to be the priority because that's where they get most money. And if you're like you and me, Ethan, we are not paying for the premium prices.
You're not going to?
No, I can't. What would I pay? Here's the reality of it too. Guess who really pays for those things? That's all corporate dollars.
Alex,
corporate dollars roll in big.
Well, hold on a second though. You're telling me that BYU, especially now that you're not covering sports anymore and you can go back to being a fan.
You think I have any kind of sway to be like? Could you give me some tickets?
No, not that. I'm just saying you don't think BYU couldn't squeeze a few more dollars out of you?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You're not going to do it?
No.
I don't believe
I'm not.
I don't believe
Ethan,
that.
what would the experience be? Plus, here's the other thing. How many people do you want to have it for? You know what I mean? Like, how many of these quote-unquote experiences are going to be?
Well, really, it comes down to the same thing, though, right? And we've seen this on the airlines. I mentioned the airlines, and they're doing, especially Delta, they're including more and more premium seats in their planes. Fewer and fewer regular main cabin
This
seats.
is exactly the same
because they're looking
concept.
at Alex and they're saying, you know what, Alex loves to go to Hawaii. So right now he pays this much.
But you know what?
Could we get him?
No, the answer is no.
Could we get him to pay an extra $200? You're not. That's not. You're shaking your head.
I'm shaking my head because think about where I'm flying. If I'm flying with my kids, it actually makes it less likely that I would buy. If it was just for my wife and I.
I'm not talking about you kids. I'm talking about you.
Yeah. Just me.
So what you're saying right now is that you're maxed out. You're maxed out. If BYU charged you $10 more, you would not go see football.
$10 is very different than $200, my dude.
If BYU increased their tickets by 25%, would you never go to another football game? Of course not. You would grumble about it. You'd complain to me about it.
Okay.
You'd text me the receipt and say, "Can you believe this?" And then you would go.
Right. Here's the thing.
And they know that.
The Delta Center in 10 years is going to have seating for 16,000 instead of 18,000, and it's going to be so that they can make it just for the premium seat holder.
And you're going to be up there with your glass of champagne.
Yeah. And the premium seats that they're selling are going to be to corporate dollars rather than everything's a miniature Super Bowl now. Everything's a miniature Super Bowl. It's a party that they're selling these premium experiences for so that people can show up with their clients. That's it.
So so what you and I need to do is we need to be the clients.
I know. That's actually right.
That's what we need to figure that out.
All right. Okay. Joining us on the program right now, Jake is with us from Advanced Window Products, and Jake came with goodies, and that is, as we talk about Advanced Window Products, we talk about a high-quality window, the best quality window in the business, for a better price. From a national perspective, nobody can warranty their windows like the folks at Advanced Window Products can do. Nobody does it better. They build them here. They warranty them here. The whole team is here. The installers aren't third-party. They get from somewhere else. No one's going to pass the buck. Advanced Window Products takes care of their customers, and today they're doing it at an even better level, and that is saving you even more money. Jake, what kind of a deal do we have for the people who are listening today?
Hey, big deal today. Look, if you call today during the show, we're going to give you $3,000 off the purchase of 10 or more windows, plus a free upgrade to our high-performance window, which that's about $200 to $250 per window. Savings. So in addition to the $3,000. So you're looking at some serious savings if you call today. If you're sitting at your home in the evenings and that sun is setting and you were just baking inside your home, please call us. If you could put your hand up to the window and feel that heat coming through, please just call us. Let us just come out and see if we can help you. We're in the business of helping homeowners. We want to make it so that you can save money and transform your home, not only the aesthetics, but also the feel in your home. And let's help you save money on those energy bills.
That's really well said. There's so much about our homes that we don't know. So why not bring in some experts? Don't try and do it yourself. Bring in some experts and see what those options are and then make a decision. So you'll get, if you call right now, $3,000 off plus the upgrade to the high-efficiency windows, which are foam-filled, have the extra layers of protection, with as much as $200 or $250 increased value per window. Plus, those windows qualify you for rebates from Rocky Mountain Power and Enbridge.
So it's all
this is the triple threat.
You're making money on this thing today. Come on. All right, here's what you got to do. You got to give them a call because at the very least, it starts with the phone call. They come in and they kind of assess what's going on in the home, and they will get it done. And somebody's standing by right now. Cass is standing by to take your phone
Cass is standing by.
Again, local. You're not going to get some foreign somebody that it goes to somewhere else and then they take your phone call. That's here. They take care of you here. They know the Utah weather. 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100. This is the only day we're doing it, so just give them a call right now. 801-850-9100. Say, I heard this on the radio. How much can I save? They'll tell you. 801-850-9100. It's Advanced Window Products.
KSL Broadcast Group contests are open to participants 18 years of age and older that are residents of Utah, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest may not enter. Persons who have won in the last 30, 60, or 90 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available at kslnewsradio.com/contests.
Right now, JCW's has 15 bus and billboards depicting our delicious, mouth-watering hamburgers across I-15. We've also just learned that I-15 averages 15 fender benders a day. Probably a coincidence, but just in case, keep your eyes on the road. Here's what our burgers sound like. Now, with your hands at 10 and 2, safely turn into one of our 5 locations in American Fork, Lehigh, Provo, South Jordan, and Harriman. JCW's. Quality and a lot of it.
Summertime is here, and Tim Hughes back with my friends Greg and Mike at Replenish Landscape Garden Products. Guys, this is going to be a year where it's more important maybe than ever to hold on to whatever precipitation we get and be able to get as much as we can out of the watering that we do because of the drought. Greg, I'll start with you. Replenish is a great way to help with that.
It makes a very attractive top dressing that helps to insulate the soil and keep the moisture in there, as well as adding nutrients to your plants.
I mean, the name really says it all. It replenishes the nutrients that your growing areas are starving for.
It's been proven for 31 years that it's a product that will aid in your gardening and make your plants beautiful as well as looking great.
Let Replenish make your yard and garden as beautiful and as fruitful as it can be. Stop by today at 4660 South, 200 West in Murray. You'll find them online at replenishcompost.com. You can also give them a call at 801-262-5142. Remember Replenish. It's good stuff.
Any Hour Services can help unclog any drain in your house. Whether you have a backup, a clog, or a slow drain you want fixed, call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. Turn your afternoon around on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. We got a text, Alex, at 57500. It says, if I didn't know better, I feel Ethan is annoyed by Alex. BYU Lavelle Football Stadium could host FIFA, right? And then it said, I think Ethan needs a hug. BYU's not big enough for a FIFA.
I mean, from a seating standpoint, it is. Like, from a capacity standpoint, it is. Because if they just wanted to put them in the biggest stadiums, they'd put them in Michigan Stadium, Ohio State Stadium, Penn State Stadium, because those are all over 100,000 per. These are, because guess what you get with World Cup? Same kind of thing. They're seating, these are all NFL stadiums they're using because the NFL stadiums are, guess what? They're built for the premium experience. And so having between 60 and 80,000 versus 90 to 105,000, which is what you get at some of these other big college stadiums, it's not necessarily about the number. It's about accommodating the person who's willing to pay $2,000 for the ticket or $4,000 for the ticket. I think the game in Mexico, between Mexico and England, was the most expensive ticket in the history of sports.
Really?
Yes, for that size of a stadium. With 67,000 people or whatever it could hold it at the Azteca Stadium, it was the cheapest ticket the day of was like $4,800 or $5,000. And that's like Super Bowl type prices, except for even worse because as soon as you went down, it was getting into the $70,000 range for stuff that was super, super close. But
do you think this person did I come across as being annoyed by you?
You always do. Back to you.
That was my intention. We got another text that says heavy black smoke near 215 at California Avenue. Ooh, that's no good.
Add it to Ethan's. Another fire start.
215 at California.
See, this is me trying to be annoyed with you, but I can't stay mad at you, Ethan.
You can't stay mad at me.
No, too important of a relationship to me.
Well, it doesn't look like it's causing any traffic problems that I can see. But if you know what that smoke is out there, drop us a text here at 57500. So.
Ethan, I can't relate to this next story at all.
Oh, so this village in Italy. Now, across the world, they've had troubles with over-tourism. And various municipalities and countries have come up with different rules just to try and just limit the negative impact of what's been happening. There's a little Italian fishing village on Lake Como named Varenna, Italy, has introduced a fine for anyone found wandering its streets bare-chested or in swimwear. So in other words, if you're down at the lake, you can wear your swimming suit. If you're not at the lake, you need to be dressed. You face a penalty of up to €200, which is about $228. And if you are not wearing real clothes in town. So if you're wearing just a swimsuit in town, you're done. You're cooked.
I actually like this. You know what this is? Like, this place is your favorite place ever, by the way, now, isn't it?
I've actually never been to Lake
No,
Como.
I know, but I'm saying this is your favorite place now because they basically are doing the thing that you wish that they would do with the airlines. Who's walking up here with their yoga pants on and their slippers getting on an airplane? Remember we used to be classy? We're coming now. We're coming around to the epic of coming around to being classy again. Now, put your shirt on. Put your shirt on.
I'm not saying that people need to wear dresses and shirts and ties to go on the plane. What I am saying is I do roll my eyes when I see someone walk up for a flight and they're wearing pajamas and carrying a pillow.
Hello Kitty.
Think to myself,
Hello Kitty slippers.
And it's a flight to Minneapolis. It's like what you can't just sit in a chair for 3.5 hours or whatever it is. The
answer is no.
You need to bring your bed with you, and I get that people want to.
They want to feel safe,
but they want to be comfortable. But I don't think anyone thinks it through. But But this village though is they're saying that you can be in swimwear, or you can go bare-chested. This is for men. It's not a topless town. But we know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah,
right?
I do.
So you can do it at the beaches, at the piers, and the boat docks. Otherwise, they want you fully dressed. They're saying what they want is they want to go back to higher quality tourism rather than quantity. They say that they've had quality tourism for a long time, and now they just have quantity. They just have tons and tons and tons of people, and they sashay through town. And they wear their swimsuits through town. They walk in, walk out. In fact, they talked to one shop owner for this story, and it said this: they walk in, they don't say hello, they touch everything, they leave, they don't say thank you.
It's just like Italy to be disgusted by us tourists,
so
right?
People, they say the tourists now, they walk in. He said tourism used to be great. Now people just walk in, they touch everything, leave, they don't say hi, and they don't say thank you, and they don't buy anything, and they just want to be done with it.
I do love the idea that like you show up at this small. Here's the thing: is that I push the limits. There have been times before where I've made my kids go to church when we're on vacation,
Mm-hmm.
and then my kids will try to do the move where they go, "Oh, I didn't bring my church clothes," and then I go, "Well, I guess it's going to be weird for you to be sitting in the room with everybody while you're wearing your surf shorts. That's on you. I make them wear whatever. You know what I mean?" And I'll get judged, but at the same time, I'll never see these people ever again.
No, who cares?
I'm not going to. But now they do have to put a shirt on.
We got a
do
text,
that.
and this texter says that fire on 215 in California might be there at that recycle plant. So,
ooh, yikes!
Geez, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Someone does say that Cougar Tails at Lavelle Edwards Stadium would be huge for FIFA. So that there'd be some foreign guy would roll up and be like, "I just love what they're doing with these big long donuts." You know what I mean? Like
they call them Cougar Tails.
It's a Cougar Tail. Yeah. I don't know why they became Australian suddenly, but there you go.
I couldn't get a beer, but I got this.
See, that's the thing is you couldn't have it there because they would be required.
That goes without saying.
They'd be required.
That goes without saying.
So now you know what? BYU, never available. Will never be available for a FIFA event.
No matter how big it gets.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's going on. It will never happen there. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got more around the corner, including but not limited to The Olympics, they're going to have to make a decision. The IOC is adding sports, and they might be inviting Russia back into the fold.
Ugh.
We'll talk about that next and much more. Stay right here with us. It's KSL Brightside.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon, 2 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small to look at our top stories this hour. Another critically acclaimed book has been banned from shelves across Utah's schools, and this time from author Stephen King. KSL News Radio's Cameron Elliott has more.
Stephen King's Different Seasons is a collection of short stories, including the stories behind Stand By Me and The Shawshank Redemption, two of his most widely known works.
So darling,
It was previously available to students in 7th to 12th grades and has now been banned in all public schools after multiple districts removed it. It is the second book by Stephen King to be banned from school shelves.
This ban brings the total of number of banned books in Utah schools to 40. Strong winds with a storm last night brought a lot of dust from the Great Salt Lake out into the open. Utah Assistant State Climatologist John Mayer tells Utah's Noon News it created a massive dust cloud visible to all, but he says how harmful it is still very much up for debate.
There's quite a few studies the U of U is leading right now and other science agencies around the state just to try and get a handle on what is coming in from these toxic dust storms, and is it really that toxic?
Meyer says some of those elements in the lake bed occur naturally, but what they're trying to figure out now is how much more exposure than is normal than harmful. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Protests are taking place in Houston, Texas after a father of three was shot and killed by ICE agents. Lorenzo Saldago Araujo, who family members say has been in the U.S. for more than 3 decades, was shot while on his way to work. Homeland Security officials, though, say Araujo was trying to ram agents with his car. That officer shot in self-defense, but have provided no evidence to back up that claim.
The Harris County District Attorney's Office has said that they're going to get involved and they're going to conduct their own investigation. And now they're going into these buildings, confiscating videotapes, if any do exist.
That's ABC's John Quinones on the scene. Your money at this moment. Markets all still in the green. The Dow's up 139. The S&P is up 60. And the NASDAQ has climbed even more in the last half hour, now up 336 points. Coming up, triple-digit heat is knocking at the door. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time 2:02.
A reminder about the simplest way to get updated for your day.
Hit your KSL preset when you jump in the car, and we'll take care of the rest.
Hear key news updates and traffic reports.
Andy and Amanda from 5 to 9 in your car.
KSL News Radio at 102.7 FM.
All right, heads up, everybody. New York City just got a whole lot closer because now we have Magnolia Bakery. It used to be that if you wanted to enjoy their amazing food, you had to order it online. They shipped it to you in a big box filled with ice. No more. We have it right here in town at Holiday Hills there at the old Cottonwood Mall.
Well, and more importantly, the banana pudding has arrived. That's the one that everybody was getting shipped out here.
I know you love the banana pudding. But
Yeah,
I
I'm
got to
telling
tell you
you.
this. I'm still team red velvet cupcakes because
You can
here's
say
the
it
thing.
because it has cream cheese frosting. I know.
It
I already
is
know.
classic. It is bold. It is perfectly balanced. It's chocolatey, but it's not overly rich. And then that cream cheese frosting, especially when it's a little chilled and it's set up real nice. I mean, that cannot be beat. So I'm 100% red velvet cupcake over at Magnolia
You
Bakery.
can all you want, but if you want to get the banana pudding that made this place world famous, Magnolia Bakery comes to Utah, and it's here now. It's open in Holiday Hills. It's right over there by where the old Cottonwood Mall used to be. It's easy enough to find. Get over to it, 1895 East Rodeo Walk Drive. Go check it out for yourself. Magnolia Bakery. See what everybody's talking about there in Holiday.
When you need a new water heater, you need it right now.
Yep, can't wait on that.
When you need a new furnace or a new air conditioner come the summertime, you need it right now. So Superior Water and Air has a wonderful program where they can help you with financing. If you need it, get it today and pay it off when you get your tax refund or just over time.
And that's one of the great things is they have multiple financing options. It's not just one, okay, you've got to do it this way. It's, you can wait till just after your tax refund. Well, what if you need no payments until later in the year?
Yeah.
They can work with you like that because look, they want to help you get you back on your feet with the thing that doesn't work that you got to use.
Yeah.
And they'll just work with your situation. What a great way to do it.
I loved introducing you to my friends at Superior because they're just great people. And when you invite somebody into your home, you want to feel good about them.
Yeah, and they're so customer-centric. That was what really impressed me, was they wanted to work with me and my family, whatever needs we might have.
Right. They want your home to be safe and clean. Superior Water and Air. Here's the number, 801-872-8483, or go to superiorwaterandair.com.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Your dog is limping, but she seems fine. Plus, you've heard they can fake it just to get what they want. So what's the deal now? You're being gaslit.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Oh, now she switched legs. What a diva.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Still emergency traffic right now. It's brought to you by UCCU. Auto loan rates as low as 4.74% APR. Here's Michelle Rowe.
Heads up if you're making your way into Utah County. We have big delays. It's going to start right about Pioneer Crossing at this point due to debris in the road from a crash around 1600 north in Linden. Once you get past that, you're going to be seeing some delays in the S-curves in Provo due to more debris in the road, and then another crash just south of Payson, Main Street. This is as you're going through Payson, and you're going to see some sizable slowdowns there as well. We've been restricted to one lane. We now have all of those lanes open. Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
Expected to get up into the mid-90s today, but not much hotter than that. So you're going to see a little bit of cloud cover for the rest of the evening. Look for a high of 100 tomorrow, and then it really turns up for the rest of the weekend. 104 the high Saturday and 106 on Sunday. Right now, 93 degrees in Salt Lake City. I'm Adam Small from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Millard.
Alex, you don't care about gas prices. You've got an electric vehicle.
And Alex Keary.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Here comes my moral superiority rolling down I-15.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Keary, and we're getting a few texts in here. Ryan texted in, says there's a wreck southbound I-15 in Orem. Appreciate that, Ryan. And then, of course, a couple of people are kind of watching out of the side of their eyes there. There's a fire on 215 in California here in Salt Lake, which looks like it might be right there near the recycling plant. So if you're rolling past that and you see any of the details, we would sure love to know. But any new information that we have on that, we will certainly bring it to you. In the meantime, Alex, we might have new events to debut at the Winter Olympics. And here they are: free ride skiing and snowboarding.
What does that mean?
So it is ungroomed terrain with features like cliffs, deep powder, and steep descents. It's basically freestyle skiing and snowboarding. I'm not sure how they would kind of pull that off.
Well, here's my other question is that, like, you know, all these other things, I would imagine it's a judged situation, right?
Well, yeah, it is.
Because the ones that have like distances down the hill and stuff like that, when you have people setting world records, for example, and you know, on distances and things like that, this one would have to probably be a judged one. But so what are they saying? Like hip deep powder and crazy terrain? I'm not sure how they pull it off, but so I'm familiar. I think we all know what free ride skiing and snowboarding is. It's just basically, you know, it has to do with. Well, I think the phrase natural field of play is a pretty good way to put it. I mean, there's a lot of creative ways to basically fall down the mountain. The other event is
synchronized ice skating.
Oh, now we're talking. But I thought they had that. I thought they had the synchronized. Well, I guess not. Like, what the ice dancing ends up being a thing where they are in sync. But synchronized ice dancing. So this is coming to what? The games that are coming here to the United States?
So they'll be at so they'll at least be here for Salt Lake City. So because the next round is in 2030. Right?
Yeah.
And that's where they're rolling out the free ride skiing and snowboarding plus the synchronized skating.
But sometimes they try it out, and if it doesn't work out, they just bag it right then. They'll make it to where you can't do anything even right then.
The IOC is also say that they are aiming for gender equality. They want 1,525 female and 1,521 male athletes. That's what they're gunning for.
So just they're trying to get the number even.
They want the same number of men and women.
Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting.
I wasn't aware that it was. I just kind of always assumed it was an easy split, even split, because there are women's events and men's events. I didn't really realize that they were,
I didn't think about it from a numbers standpoint that there'd be, a few hundred more men competing. Now, I mean, this is already with the Olympics coming to Los Angeles in 28?
Yeah.
I know that there are some other games, or there's some other sports that are going to be in there because 36 sports, 51 different disciplines, and all these different things that are coming in there. But they have a women's football tournament that's going to be with 16 teams compared to the 12 that is typically there. And they've also added things inside of other sports for the 28 games. So flag football, for example, is going to be a brand new one. Mm-hmm. And everybody's been, I will say on the sports side of things, everybody's been obsessed with the flag football side of it because flag football sounds like something that your 9-year-old would be into.
Well, it's not. It doesn't just sound like it. It literally is something.
I know, but they actually, it's going to be. I think it's going to make a pretty big splash because I think everyone thought that the American team is just going to roll in there and just going to dominate, and even then they thought, oh, Americans are going to roll up or like NFL players can come in and be flag football players and be awesome. But the American flag football team like wiped up a bunch of American NFL players because it's a different game.
Yeah.
You have to kind of know the game, and they beat up a bunch of the American guys on the flag football front because they just weren't ready for the style of play.
Yeah.
And so they kind of embarrassed some of these NFL guys.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty funny.
It is pretty funny, yeah. All right, this week, specifically yesterday, in related Olympic news.
You love this.
Some U.S. lawmakers slammed the International Olympic Committee after it voted to provisionally allow the Russian Olympic Committee back into competition, even as Moscow does their best to kill as many women and children in Ukraine as they possibly can out for whatever tantrum they're throwing there in Eastern Europe.
That's tough.
Now, the one thing the IOC did say is that they were going to have to abide by anti-doping rules, which is this whole thing is crazy because not only
well, yeah, they have to abide by the rules. Come on, man.
Not only is Russia right now just behaving so poorly, but they are constant cheaters when it comes to doping.
It is not.
They are
yeah,
constant cheaters. They are always getting caught, and then they throw this big tantrum. They're the biggest victims when they get caught. I mean, it's terrible. They need to change something over there because, I mean, not only are they just harassing and murdering their neighbors who didn't do anything to them,
right?
But they are constantly cheating these international events.
I can't
and
imagine.
I don't know what the International Olympic Committee is trying to do.
Yeah,
here.
what was the conversation they had? Like, you know what? And I think that some of it comes up, which is like, hey, man, you can't punish these athletes who've just been working their whole lives to be really good at that Olympic event, and they'll bring better competition to the.
Now, we've caught them cheating in every event we've had for the last 50 years, but
no.
I'm sure this time
their country can't behave on any sort of international level ever. But
no.
Let's give them some opportunities. Like, just this is why sports washing is just the absolute worst, because you can use sports and go, yeah, but you know what? They do have that really good. They have that great figure skating team, which is just, they're so beautiful to watch. And you go, well, what are we talking about here? Well, let him compete with the flag that's just got white rings on it. And it's like, no, the white flag with all the Olympic rings on it. No, even then, you can't just let them compete for the sake of saying, well, these athletes haven't done anything wrong. It's like, no, but that's the thing. That's how we punish. That's how we're punishing these countries is you can't allow these things in. You can't allow these athletes in under that flag or even just to compete at all because that's what you have to do. At the very least, we have to take away some nice things so that you can be competing.
It's a mistake. It's a mistake to pretend that this is just about Putin. It's a mistake to say, well, don't punish the athletes because of Putin. Because guess who we catch doping? It's not Putin taking steroids. It's not Putin failing the drug test. It's not Putin doing the little bait and switch with the hole in the wall and they pass through the samples. It's not Putin doing any of that. It's the athletes and their coaches. So this whole idea that we can't punish the athletes, baloney. Baloney. And you know my position fundamentally. I don't think that the international event should be a place for autocrats and regimes like that.
Well,
I don't think we should include the religious regimes. I don't think we should include the other autocratic regimes. I think you got to have a real democracy that's operating in good faith if you want to participate in things like that. And if you don't, then you don't. Go start your own. You know what? Go start your own competition, and you and all the other dictators can get together and throw athletes at each other and dope them up and do what you want. And I don't understand why we should make this our problem anymore, because it's a constant problem with these guys.
Well,
that's all I have to say.
The Olympics, man, it's just getting more and more complicated every time we get around to it, and every 4 years.
Should we just cancel it?
No, because that's the thing. It's just like we're watching the World Cup in the studio right now, for example, and all it is this crazy like complaining fest as we run up to this event and be like, can you believe what's going on? FIFA's corrupt and blah, 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 and this is corrupt and these referees are corrupt and these countries are getting the short end of this thing. And then when the World Cup comes around, we go, hey, man, I'm going to watch every dang match. When the Olympics come around, I'm going to watch every swimming event that's ever been created. And I can't wait. And they know that we get excited about it. They know that we make those, that whatever we say about how much we hate it, we'll still watch a lot of these competitions.
Oh, yeah, we do for sure.
All right, joining us in the studio right now, Jake is here with us from Advanced Window Products. Of course, Advanced Windows have been here in Utah. It's a Utah company. Their factory, which I've toured a couple of times, and I've gone through, and we've sat with these guys so many times. They've been here for 40 years. In fact, they're celebrating their 40th year here in the state of Utah, and they have been creating warmer homes during the winter and cooler homes during the summers for 40 years, and they've been doing it better than anybody else for a better price than anybody else. Jake, welcome to the studio, man.
Hey, it's good being here.
You've got a deal going on right now. I've been saying it for the last little while. We tell people all the time, hey, you can get $2,500 off of 10 windows or more. You're up in the game today. And when you say $3,000 off of 10 windows or more, I go, that's awesome. That's crazy. But you're doing something that I've never seen you guys do before, and people have to call today if they want this deal.
Yep, you got to call today. If you're listening right now, write this number down, 801-850-9100. And if you call today during the show, you're going to unlock the $3,000 in savings that you talked about. Plus, we're going to give you a free upgrade to our high-performance window line. That's our foam-filled, the highest performing window in the market. Gives you 0.22 U value, along with rebates from Rocky Mountain Power and Enbridge Energy of $5.50 a foot. So there's serious savings for you as a homeowner if you've thought about your windows, if you've been uncomfortable in your home, and you can feel the heat radiating through the windows. Just call us. Just call us and find out if new windows are something that you need. If they're not, like, we're going to come in, Cass will come to your house, and she'll just walk you through. She'll do an audit of your current windows and show you if there are issues and what those issues are. And it's not like the high-pressure sale. We're not here to, like, try to close a sale and do that. Look, we're from here. We've been here for 40 years. Nate and I are both local, live here in Salt Lake, and grown up here. Like, we just want to do what's right for our community, and it's our way of giving back. And it's interesting, the amount of money that you can save. There are real savings available. There's one of the Bonneville's stations, the sister station down in Phoenix, Arizona. We have a manufacturing plant down there as well. One of the hosts there.
Does it get hot there in Phoenix? Or?
It gets a little bit. I think it's about I think right now they're averaging about 110.
Oh my goodness!
So he texted me yesterday, and he said, "This is one of the hosts from the station." He said, "Good news. My energy bill in June of 2025 was $450. My energy bill this June with your new windows is $291.
So coming up on having it. I mean, it's almost
that's
cut
just
it in
one.
half.
That's just
almost
a year on year. Yeah, it's not like they go, "Oh, we're having an unusually cool summer here in Phoenix." No, they are not.
It is always always hot.
That is so amazing.
It's awesome.
And so I just want to point out again the opportunity here, because if you call right now, 801-850-9100, you'll get $3,000 off the windows for your home. Plus, you'll get the upgrade to the high performance line. That value just of the window alone is as much as $250 per window, depending on the size.
Yeah.
Plus, with that high performance window, you qualify for rebates from Enbridge and from Rocky Mountain Power. So this is significant, the opportunity here. 801-850-9100, and just see if it works for you and if it works for your family and your home.
That's exactly right.
Jake and the folks at Advanced Windows are standing by, and they're doing this just today on our program.
Yep.
So if you want to get all those savings, call right now, 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100. Jake, thanks for hanging out, man. We appreciate it.
Guys.
Hey, police have just released the details about the death of the Storage Wars star Daryl Sheets, and a note that came with his unfortunate suicide that pointed to exactly what he felt was the thing that pushed him there. We'll talk about it next. More to go right here on KSL Brightside.
Hi, I'm Maria Chaleos, host of the KSL News Daily podcast, where you'll get a deep dive on a story important to you and the 3 things you need to know each weekday morning. Follow the KSL News Daily today, wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found tax relief advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax relief advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-4194. 800-488-4194. That's 800-488-4194.
Hey there, it's Julie from Logan. Head up north where the air is clear for a refreshingly unexpected getaway. Start your day by singing yodelay-hoo at the top of your lungs on a canyon trail with views that go on for miles. Here's a secret. The National Forest is only 10 minutes from your hotel. What? I know. Next, rent horses or a side-by-side at Beaver Creek Lodge up Logan Canyon to spy colorful wildflowers and birds and stunningly beautiful scenery. After your day of adventure, wander downtown to check out our local shops selling everything from antiques to giant jigsaw puzzles to vintage clothing and goat's milk soap. Watch them hand-dip chocolates at Bluebird Candy, eat sourdough pizza, or drop into the family-friendly Prodigy Brew Pub where their deep-fried pickle spears are divine. I didn't even mention live theater performance like the Lyrics Laugh Out Loud Forever Plaid, or free concerts every weekday at noon in the Tabernacle, or community festivals, or, see what I'm saying? We are refreshingly Logan. Visit explorelogan.com, explorelogan.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. Your lunch hour just got more interesting on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Curie, and we got a couple of texts here. So we've been watching, still collecting some information on a fire on the west side of Salt Lake, and someone texted in. They said that it was the transfer station for the disposal facility there on California Avenue, just east of I-215. And so that's what they're saying. And so, boy, we hope everyone stays safe there. But there is a lot happening there, and there's a lot that can catch on fire. It looks like there is some thick traffic right there at California and 215. That would make a lot of sense. And then additionally, Alex, I don't know what happened down in Pleasant Grove, but holy cow. I-15 southbound is backed up from what is that? Almost 8th North, all the way back to American Fourth, all the way back to to Main Street in American Fork. So terrible, terrible traffic right now southbound, and it looks like there might be a couple of different accidents along there. So if you're southbound I-15 through that section of Utah County, well, just maybe, pull off, grab a Diet Coke, give it a couple of minutes to chill. That's what I like to do. Or, sit in it. I don't care. Do what you want. Sit in the traffic. It's up to you. Some people like that. Maybe you're listening to a book on tape.
Ethan.
Maybe you're probably not. You're probably listening to the Brightside.
I was hoping. Don't listen to a book on tape. Listen to a book on tape. It's called Brightside, brought to you by KSL. My heavens. Ethan, I was going to bring this up. Last month was Men's Mental Health Month. Of course, we don't stop talking about it because it becomes July. Men are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than even women. You and I, at our age, men are 4 times more likely. That was a shocking number to me. I'm going to give the text line out, the number out. You can dial or text 988 for that suicide or crisis lifeline. If we're talking about anything suicide related, I throw that number out there because we know how big of a deal it is. But this one, Ethan, is I saw this story. So if you'll allow me just to bring it up, I watched Storage Wars a lot when I went through a phase where I was watching it because I love the idea of just finding a treasure in some crazy, storage unit, which is what the whole premise of the show is. These guys, make their businesses and they get their, they make their living off of all of the money or all the stuff they find in these storage units.
Yeah.
And one of these guys, Daryl Sheets, he took his own life a couple of months ago. Or people assumed that was the case because they were kind of indicating that was the deal. And then and we finally got the police report, and that's what happened. Right. But I thought what was interesting in the story was what they found with the suicide note.
Yeah, he said that he was tired of, in his own hand, he said he was tired of the bullying on Facebook.
He was being bullied on Facebook, according to the note. He just said, I couldn't deal with the... And I thought, you know what? Of all the arguments that we've had about whether or not I should be on or off of social media or how much we should take a break on social media here and there, that's one where you look and you go, sometimes it'll catch you on a bad day when somebody can get extremely aggressive. Sometimes we'll get... It doesn't actually happen that often now. I feel like people, I don't know if people have become nicer or if we've just gotten better about, I don't know, maybe people like us more nowadays. But the reality is that back in the day, we used to get some mean texts.
Oh,
hey, do you remember the text we'd get? And I'd be like, not that it precludes anybody from sending. I get things on Instagram periodically, or people on Facebook will say something, or I'll have somebody who will say something on the chat. And most of the time it does not get personal. But I just thought it was an interesting thing that this guy, who's almost 70, 68 years old, said, I couldn't do it anymore. And you asked a question earlier. It's just like, well, man, if that's happening, just get off of Facebook. But I think some of these guys relied on that interaction with fans to be able to kind of keep their mojo going from
I think you're right.
A business standpoint.
That catches them between a rock and a hard place for sure because they feel like they can't. Although, for some people that might be the only way. And I've shared this before. But I have left social media, and it was among the best decisions I've made as an adult, was to leave social media. And I would encourage anyone and everyone to do it. And it's, I know that's an awkward thing to say because we work for a media company that's, very, very active on social media.
Right. And that asks us to be relatively.
And I understand that, KSL Brightside is also promoted on social media. I understand that. And I hope no one feels like I'm being a hypocrite here, trying to have my cake and eat it too. Because I do, I do feel as strongly as I feel, and I'm grateful that it can be, for example, Caitlin's problem.
Well, Caitlin babysits us quite well, to be honest, especially on the social media side of things. But
here's my question for you though: Why are you still doing the scroll, man? Why are you still doing that?
Why are you pressuring me to get off of Instagram?
I'm not putting any pressure on you. I'm just asking you.
Dude,
why is this still part of your life?
I will say that I'm not. Mine isn't a doom scroll. It's more of a.
I know. Mine wasn't a doom scroll either. Mine wasn't either.
I don't know. I'm not wrapped up in. I'm not affected a lot by comments that are made on social media, and part of that is because I have found a lot of solace in the fact that my life is a bigger picture deal with my family and with my wife. And I will say that years ago there was somebody on Instagram who actually did attack my family and my wife.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and that ripped me away from, like, I did walk away from it at that point. And I remember being asked by a boss, like, hey, man, why aren't you as active on social media anymore? And I will say I've dialed it back quite a bit because I used to interact a ton. And somebody said some things and got personal about my kids using their names and stuff. Yeah, that's where I definitely walked away from it for a minute. And now I just don't, like, I've realized that people don't need to know what, like, I don't need you to know my family's,
Sure.
you know, the
ins and outs and the.
But also you don't need to be experiencing the moments that my family is via the pictures. That's for us. You know what I mean? Like those are things for us.
Yeah.
And so I don't get on there. People will see pictures of my kids periodically, and it's fine. I'm not like gonna put. I don't like edit their faces out or anything. And my kids go to school, and some of their teachers know, and what's great is their friends aren't interacting with them. Like this isn't media that their 16-year-old friends are.
You remember
are consuming.
Michael Jackson and the masks he put on his kids?
Remember that?
That was
yeah.
wild.
Yeah, it wasn't the one kid named Blanket?
Yeah.
Wasn't that one kid?
Yeah.
So that's
you're right.
So that was. I'm not doing that. I'm not going that far. But I will say that I've definitely walked away from some of those things to the aggressive nature. But I just thought it was interesting that we found that out. If anybody's having any issues, 988, you can always dial that and get that crisis helpline. But on top of it, too, just to have this guy who was in his late 60s, who was going through a lot of stuff, obviously mental health-wise, for him to name Facebook as being the thing, the bullying on Facebook. And they're bullying somebody from a storage show, a reality storage show on TV. And that affected him so much, it can affect anybody. So,
yeah.
All right, we'll take a break here. We'll come back. We've got more to go around the corner after news, traffic, and weather. Stay right here with us. It is KSL Brightside.
Good afternoon, 2:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Jeff Kaplan. Our top local story this hour, a West Valley City man is being accused of child abuse after police say he slapped a child who was pulling a ding-dong ditch prank. Police say Paul Misa admitted to the slap when they confronted him and arrested him. The judge is hearing from the roommate of the man accused of killing Charlie Kirk today, but the roommate was not in the courtroom. Instead, prosecutors are playing a video interview with Lance Twiggs and police.
I heard him leaving, and he just said he had a long drive to work that day, so he was leaving early.
Okay, so early. Any guess as to what when that was?
I don't know. I would have thought it was 5 a.m. because that's when like an early work day was for him, but it was probably more like 4.
Twiggs told the interviewers on the video he never discussed politics with Tyler Robinson, nor did they talk about Charlie Kirk at any length. Robinson's preliminary hearing is expected to last all week. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Oil prices are in flux again with new airstrikes in the Middle East. There's concern renewed fighting between the U.S. and Iran could gum up the Strait of Hormuz again. Today, though, oil prices were down a little more than 2%. Your money at this moment, the Dow closed up 139 points. The NASDAQ gained 336. Coming up, here it comes. The extreme heat is about to intensify. KSL weather is on the way next. Stay with us. It's 2:33.
The sources where we get our news matters.
When you listen to Utah's Morning News, we want you to feel the stories are important to you and trustworthy. This is Amanda Dixon.
And I'm Andy Farnsworth. Join us weekday mornings on KSL News Radio.
You've heard us talking about advanced window products for a long time, and a lot of times when we do these ads and we talk about how great they are, sometimes you'll hear somebody doing that, but they don't really necessarily know the company. I've been to the factory. I have sat with these guys for years now and have been able to find out for myself the fact that being a Utahn and knowing Utah weather and understanding how they can save you money is a huge deal, and that's what they've been doing for now 4 decades. The 40th year of advanced window products have been saving people here in the state of Utah money for that long, and the reason they do it It's because they know this product. They know this. They know what our weather is like, and they could take care of you.
Well, and I want to roll this number out right now. 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100, because Advanced Window Products has a deal that you're definitely going to want to take a look at very seriously for your family, because it is phenomenal. Jake is with us right now, and Jake, roll this deal out that people can take advantage of, but only for about the next half hour.
Yeah. So the phone number to call is 801-850-9100. And when you call that number today, you're unlocking $3,000 in savings, plus our free upgrade to our high-performance window line, which that gives you rebates from Rocky Mountain Power and Dominion of $5.50 a foot. Gives you a U value of 0.22. It's the most efficient window on the market. We have foam in the frame, so it adds additional insulation while adding a fourth layer of low E to the glass. So just if you are thinking about windows, if you have talked to another window company, if another window company has been in your home, whether you reached out to them or whether they knocked on your door, please just give us a call, because we can save you serious money, not only on the deal that we're offering today, but we are the manufacturer.
Yeah.
And so we cut out the middleman. These other companies are buying their windows from another manufacturer, and then they mark them up and sell them to you. We cut that middleman out, and so we're giving you a higher quality window that's designed specifically for our climate at a better price.
And I love this free upgrade to the high performance line, because that is a value on its own of as much as $250 per window, depending on the size. And so you take that, you add on the $3,000 you're getting as the discount during the show today, and then you add on the rebates that this high performance line qualifies for from the utility companies, and this is, boy, it's hard to beat. 801-850-9100.
Yeah, so, and Ethan said it. Now this is 25 minutes left of being able to take advantage of this deal. So get that phone call going. 25 minutes left on this deal, $3,000 or more, or $3,000 off of 10 windows or more, plus the free upgrade on the windows. 801-850-9100. Let me give that number out again. 801-850-9100, Advanced Window Products.
Looking for your next big win? Head to ksl.com/win and enter this week's contest. You could win a pair of tickets to the Deer Valley Music Festival. See Zach Bryan live at Rice Eccles Stadium. Enjoy Guys and Dolls at the Sarah Shell. Cheer on Real Salt Lake or the Utah Royals, and lots more. Whether you love live music, theater, or cheering on your favorite team, there's a prize with your name on it. It only takes a minute to enter, and you could be the next KSL winner. Don't miss your chance. Visit ksl.com/win today.
Hey, I'm not one to say I told you so, but do you remember last year when I told you that Pure Talk was hands down the best wireless company that I'd ever used? Well, some of you were skeptical, but Consumer Reports just asked 120,000 people to rate every wireless company in America, including the big boys. Well, guess which company was the only company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. Coverage, support, value, data. 5 stars across the board. No service contracts, no cancellation fees, just great U.S. customer service on a crazy fast 5G network for a fraction of what you've been paying. I'm not going to say I told you so, but I will encourage you one more time to dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to a 5-star American wireless company that won't let you down. Pure Talk.
We have emergency traffic. Listen up. We're brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Michelle Rowe.
The crash is cleared. It was at 1600 North in Linden, but there was lots of debris, so the delays are still backing up to Lehigh's Main Street, headed into the Linden area. Once you get past that, you're going to see good speeds into Utah County. On the flip side, though, we do have some slowdowns between Payson and Spanish Fork, and southbound I-15 slowdowns at the South Interchange. While you're planning your day, plan for comfort too with the Good Feet store. Find the location nearest you at goodfeet.com. I'm Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather down to 69 tonight. Tomorrow looks to be our first triple-digit day of 3 in a row. The hottest day is going to be Sunday at a record high of 106. Right now it's a cool 91 degrees. I'm Jeff Kaplan from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Millard.
Parenting adult kids has got its own set of challenges.
And Alex Curie.
Yeah, those are big diapers when they get older.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. This is KSL Brightside. We sure do appreciate you tuning in today. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Curie, and we're joined by a special guest, one of our colleagues from KSL TV, Mike Anderson, who... Boy, Mike, our collaborations with you, they date back to the old Nightside Project days. So we go way back with you.
Oh, we got to get Mike's.
Oh, hold on.
We got to get Mike's mic. Mike's got to be mic'd. There we go.
Here I am. All right. Yeah, I don't know if we want to say how far back that goes. It doesn't feel like that long ago.
Hey, it's like only yesterday. This is like old times.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, we've been watching with a ton of interest the coverage that KSL TV has put into the data center here. You guys sent a team member to Virginia, which is where they have the highest concentration of data centers in the world. Try and learn what they know there, see what we're, kind of do some comparisons, some kind of learn some things. You've been participating in this coverage. You've got a couple stories that have been rolling out this week. And I'm really curious to know that in this whole data center topic that has just kind of captured the whole state's attention, what is it that you were kind of surprised to learn about this process and what's been happening?
Yeah, well, I think the most interesting thing to me is the whole water issue, because obviously in Utah we're very concerned about that. We don't want them to use a lot of water.
It's the number one thing, yeah.
And so you see a lot of numbers thrown out there on social media and comments and posts, and so it's like, what is the real number? Well, the folks at DataBank, that was one company. We reached out to several. There were two that were willing to let us inside and let us see, and so DataBank got to us first. But they showed us their closed-loop system. So they say they use a very minimal amount of water. They have 6 data centers in Utah. Out of all of those, they say they use less water than one golf course.
Really?
So, yeah, that's what they say. And the way they accomplish that is they have these new closed-loop systems, which is becoming the standard, which is kind of like a car radiator. You don't fill it, every day.
Yeah.
You've got that water in there that's reused. So they've got a water glycol mix. In their one data center, they took me to. It's quite large. They had the closed-loop system used about 3 Olympic swimming pool amount of water, that amount, and it's just kind of recycled over and over. And out of 5-6 years that they've been running that center, they've never had to change it. And so they say, hey, we're not using that much water. It's been overblown.
So, and is this the same kind of system? And how much can we verify? Because this data center that's in Box Elder County, it's significantly bigger than any other around. It's record-setting for the whole country.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why the public is so hesitant on this is because they're still in sales pitch mode.
Yes.
They're still saying things. They're still making promises, especially that guy from Canada. He knows how to talk. He knows how to pitch things.
That guy.
And there's this, I certainly feel this. I'm like, boy, I don't know. I know they're pitching real hard, but what is the actual final product going to look like? And we're caught in that weird spot.
Yeah, and that's a great question, because that's where we are. And I don't think even they know, because they have what they want to do. They've got to go through regulators, and things will change as they go down the line. To me, the big question with that is, yes, they will use a closed-loop system, but the big question to me is how much water will they use in power generation from gas?
That's another, yeah. And that one's the lost one where people go, pay attention to the stuff of the closed-loop system over here. Don't ask about these other things over here. What are on top of the water concerns, what are the other things that the communities are bringing up? Because, when we talked to Daniela and she went out to Virginia, and these are people who are like, hey, there's some things you probably should know before you get too far down the road of how big these things can get. How much of that do you feel like that the community up there in Box Elder County and any other place that might be considering these things are coming up with when it comes to their concerns?
Yeah, well, the other big concern we hear about is noise.
Yeah.
And, of course, in Box Elder County, that's going to be far away from homes, maybe some ranches, but people out there are concerned about the wildlife. What's that going to do to them? So the data centers I visited, went to some neighborhoods that are near them and asked them about the noise. The two, there was DataBank and Nova Data Center. Both neighborhoods had very few issues with noise. The one by DataBank had 0 issues at all from the people I talked to. There was another one in West Jordan, Align Data Centers. They have these backup generators that come on from time to time, and they're quite loud.
Yeah, big diesel engines running, yeah.
Yeah, one of the neighbors was like, it's running now. Can you come now? And so they don't run all the time. I did reach out to Aligned, and they say they're just backup. They're only up for testing and when power goes out, and that's it. So that was their response. But for the people that live there, when they're on, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
What have you been able to learn about the questions around the power grid? Because there is that fear that this is going to trigger higher costs for energy for the neighborhoods around these data centers.
Yeah, well, the industry, that's tough to answer because power rates do go up, and it's hard to attribute an exact cause.
Right.
And so that's kind of the industry answer, and kind of let you decide, right? But and that's one thing I ask neighbors as well. Have you seen any power rates go up? Have you seen that? And they say no, they haven't seen that. But they also say I'm concerned about it because they hear about it in the news and I see that on social media. So they're concerned, but they say they haven't seen it.
Well, and I guess also every area is going to have a different kind of power grid, and they're going to need more or less build out for larger or smaller data center projects. But is there a way? I mean, there doesn't seem to be a clean way, though, that we can make sure that a new data center does not trigger an increase in cost for the rest of the community. I'm not sure what mechanism would guarantee that would not trigger a rate increase.
Yeah, and there was a consultant I spoke with who deals with this, and he says that really the state and the local municipalities need to get that into their ordinances and their laws to make sure that these data centers are doing their fair share in building the infrastructure for power and making sure they don't take away in terms of rates or otherwise.
Boy, that's the tricky thing.
Mike,
and here in Utah, we love to give away to bring these projects in here.
Yeah.
And it's so startling to see.
You guys going to bring jobs? We'll do anything.
I mean, we'll refund your taxes. We'll do this and this for you. And it's so interesting to see these communities in Virginia say, oh, man, you guys gave up a lot.
That was
You
very
gave
interesting.
away a lot to get this data center. Yeah. I'm worried that we had the opportunity for this data center to provide an income to the state, an income to the community, an income that can be used for infrastructure.
Yeah.
And I'm worried we've lost that chance, that we were too cheap. We were a cheap date. They came in, they took us to dinner, and we just...
That's a huge question. I have that concern as well. And the consultant I talked with as well would say, or he told me that these data centers are willing to do more. They're willing to do their part because in many cases they have to. So it begs the question.
So you have I know that you guys have been doing stories all week. Are we anticipating another one? Or you guys have another? I saw last night's story, but are you guys going to have another one roll out here? And what are you guys going to be talking about?
Yeah, so we've got one more, and that one I think I talked a little bit about it just a minute ago. But the one tonight is about data centers trying to be as good neighbors as possible, trying to keep the noise down and not disrupt from the community and try to give back. And is it enough? And so we'll take a look at that.
Yeah.
Mike, we appreciate it. Thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it. And good luck on the rest of it, and awesome work as usual. We're looking forward to seeing you more often, too.
And honestly,
like seeing you here.
our compliments to you guys. This coverage you've done of the data center this week has just been just phenomenal. So we appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Mike Anderson, everybody. KSL 5 Television. You can see what KSL Investigates have been doing on this and much, much more. All right. We're going to take a break here. Before we do, though, we're going to usher in Jake from Advanced Window Products because we've got one more chance to be able to chat with him because we have about 14 minutes left of the day.
That's right.
Which means we've got 14 minutes of a deal. If you're listening right now.
Hold on. Let me give the number.
Ethan's got the number, right?
We've only got 14 minutes.
Let's go.
The number is this, 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100. They're going to give you $3,000 off the windows. Plus, they're going to give you a free upgrade to the high performance line. Now, that is as much as a $250 per window increase in value, depending on the window. But upgrading to the high performance line also opens up the rebates from the utility companies. $550, I think it was $550
a foot. Yep.
$550 per foot. And so Jake is here with us. And so Jake, one of the things that you mentioned as we were going to break is that there's the possibility for these savings to help offset the initial cost of the windows, which would be awesome to do.
Yeah, look, so we have, we're putting money back in your pocket as a homeowner just with these initial, if you call today, you're going to get the $3,000 back in your pocket plus the money, the $250 per window for that high performance upgrade. Then you're getting $5.50 a foot back in your pocket. And then if you're looking to finance these, the windows.
So you provide financing?
We provide financing, and we can have payments as low as $150 per month.
Jeez.
It's like we can make this possible. I don't want the cost to be anything that's like stopping you. Like it's just if you're thinking about it, you've talked to another window company, call us. Call today. You're going to unlock all these savings. Plus, like when you get these windows installed, the savings on those energy bills are real. We have a customer in Arizona who is actually a host of a radio show at Bonneville Sister Company. He texted me, said, "Good news, my energy bill in June of 2025 was $450. My energy bill this June with new windows, $291.
So he'll actually make money on that on the deal you're talking about if he gets the lower payments on that.
He comes out $10 ahead.
Yeah, man. Come on.
$10 a month ahead, and he gets the windows.
His windows are paying for themselves with the financing options. Like, just give us a call today and learn for yourself. We want to educate you. We're not trying to hard sell anything. We know what we offer. We've been here for 40 years. We have a lifetime warranty. We stand behind our product. Just call and learn about the windows in your home and how we can transform your home.
Last time to do it. Last moments to do it right here during the program. $3,000 off of 10 windows or more. Plus, you get the free upgrade on each window, which could be up to $250 per window. You're going to save the most money right now if you give them a call. 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100. Tell them you heard it right here on KSL Brightside, and they're going to be able to hook you up. 801-850-9100. Jake, thanks for hanging out today,
thanks,
man. We
guys.
appreciate it. All right, we'll take a break here. We'll come back. More to go. We'll get you ready for Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News. Stay here. It is KSL Brightside.
Jeff Kaplan here with Bonnie from Salt Lake City Fat Loss. Bonnie, tell us why Salt Lake City Fat Loss is the preferred weight loss program in Utah versus other weight loss programs that offer pills or injections.
Our program is the #1 natural alternative to drugs or injections, and for those who want to lose fat and not muscle. People are spending hundreds of dollars on these injections that are giving them slower weight loss, where our program is a fraction of the cost and they're losing twice the amount of weight.
Can people lose weight fast on the program?
Most of our clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two, but the biggest thing is they're learning the skills to keep the weight off.
What are some of the things about the program that sets it apart from other weight loss programs?
It's very easy to follow, and we use regular grocery store foods. There's no heavy exercising required, and you get a personal health coach to help you every step of the way.
I chose the SLC Fat Loss Program along with 70,000 people across the U.S. It's offered exclusively in Utah at Salt Lake City Fat Loss. Schedule your free consultation online at slcfatloss.com.
Can you hear it? That's the sound of nature waking up in Box Elder County. Spring is sprung, and the first visitors are already here. From grebes to geese, Bear River Bird Refuge is alive with the sound of thousands of wings. And it's not just the birds who are invited. There's plenty for you to enjoy. Experience the world-class minerals at Crystal Hot Springs. Stand on the spot where the railroads joined and forged the destiny of a nation at Golden Spike National Historic Park. Check out the jaw-dropping murals up and down Tremonton's charming Main Street. The list goes on and on. Hungry? From fine dining to classic comfort food, Box Elder County has something that's sure to hit the spot. In Box Elder County, the air is fresher, the sky is wider, and spring is in full bloom. Come wake up your senses and plan your spring escape at visitboxeldercounty.com. Produced in partnership with the Utah Office of Tourism.
Property managers, customers see your parking lot before they see your lobby. Make the first thing unforgettable with GoPave Utah. Seal coating, crack sealing, striping, and patching. Visit gopavutah.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex, the show you didn't know you needed and still don't on KSL News Radio.
All right, we're wrapping things up here on KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Curie. And we sure do appreciate you listening. Boy, Alex, we covered a lot of ground.
I was so dang hot in the studio, and I forgot we could turn the air down, and then Jeff came in and chided us.
The problem is,
we deserved it because we're talking about saving money on windows the whole time, and then I'm in here sweating my butt off during the studio.
We're running the furnace in July. Is what's
You're running the Brightside nursing home.
Ethan is like, half the time I'm bringing up a point, and he starts going... He starts falling asleep. I'm like, geez.
When I step out onto the floor in my slippers, I want the floor to be the same temperature as the air, which is the same temperature as me. That's what I want. That's all I want. So it was actually warm in the upstairs studios too. We start this show every day at noon on a live stream, which is broadcast on YouTube and also on KSLNewsRadio.com. So you can always join us there at noon. And then at 1, we move into this studio, which is the main broadcast studio for KSL News Radio. And the upstairs studio, we cannot adjust the temperature. It is what it is, and it was baking. And so when we came down here, it was only just a few degrees cooler, but it was cool enough that we didn't even think about it. So we need to get that sorted upstairs. I don't know why it was doing okay last week. It's basically this week was the first week that room has been failing in terms of cooling. It has been okay up until now. So
have we thought about putting a data center in there, get that water circulating, and then it'll cool us down that way? If we apply to be a data center here at KSL, could we make some money as a data center and as KSL Broadcast?
You know what we could do?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really use my cubicle down in the newsroom very often. What if we turned that into a data center? How many servers could we get into that cubicle if we stacked them to the ceiling?
Yeah, you know what? We'll do that, and we'll put some cell phone towers up on top of the building. If you want more cost-saving ideas, KSL, you're welcome.
Because they don't land the helicopter up there anymore, do they?
No, I don't think they ever did.
Yeah, they used to. They used to do the helicopter up there, yeah.
I don't think they do anymore. Kaplan's acting like you're breaking fake news over here. I don't think the helicopter ever landed on top of the building.
Could we determine if helicopters
can
are
land here
on top of our building?
I don't think it's the case. I think it's fake news. I think KSL 5.
I know they don't anymore, but I really think they did.
I've seen Chopper 5 over here in this parking lot, but I don't know if we've ever seen them in.
Chopper 5 was an icon of my childhood.
I know, but like I used to think Andy Farnsworth was the KSL Eye in the Sky was in the Chopper 5 doing traffic. That was also revealed to me that was not the case.
It was a plane. It was an airplane.
Yeah.
But he was still in the sky. I always thought he had the best job, flying around.
He thought the same thing. We need to start doing that again. I think we flew somebody around for traffic. It was probably a cost situation. Actually, it's not probably. It really was. But Millard, I've got something here for. Oh, did we already walk away from it? I don't know if we have the ability to be able to do it. Okay, we've got our AI question of the day, so let's jump in right here and let's get it going.
When Google just isn't enough and thinking for yourself is just too hard, here's your AI question of the day.
All right, so I've got something here for you, Ethan. I saw this earlier, and we didn't get to bring it up during in our stream, so I thought we would do it right now. First of all, there's a couple of things I wanted to bring up. One is that Disney actually it says that there are some attractions at Disney that could be at risk of having permanent closure.
What?
Or major
Disneyland?
Yes. What could they possibly
Well,
it just says
close?
Disney, so I don't know if it's
Well, what is it? What are the attractions?
So there's a couple things. These have not been announced for closure, but they do have frequent things that are coming up with problems. But this one says, first of all, already announced or effectively confirmed that they are going to be closed. You ready for this? Dinosaur. You familiar with Dinosaur? No. Permanently closed in 2026 to make way for Indiana Jones attraction as part of the new Tropical America's Land. I think
that's in Florida.
Probably got to be.
I'll tell you what. If they want to, if the tiki room needs to go away, I would not be sad.
So you're just full on, like they're not even close to announcing that, but you're over here just saying it's going to happen.
No, I'm just saying that if they're going to close something, let it be the tiki room. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, let me ask, I don't know if this is for a retheming situation, but Liberty Square Riverboat in the Tom Sawyer Island.
So this is Florida again.
Has been closed as part of Magic Kingdom's expansion plan.
Yeah, so this is Florida again.
This is Florida again. The Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. Have you ever participated in this? Sounds terrible. I would have closed it.
See, I don't go to Florida.
I would have closed
it. This is the problem.
I don't go to Florida.
I love to go to Anaheim. Right. I love to go to Disneyland. I don't go to Florida.
Okay, so now we're talking the big ones that are actually at risk. Now, we brought up Tomorrowland and the Speedway, and they were at risk of being closed because of the fact that they did not they weren't compliant with the California emissions.
Which if you ever went over there, you knew that because you got an instant headache, and it's been terrible at Autopia, with the little cars you drive around. They're electrifying them, and they're going to be working on that for a while. I think they're doing that now. I think they want to have them electrified by the end of the year. If I'm not mistaken.
For sure. Now I did ask, just as an aside, I said, be honest, because you have to say that now, right? Be honest. What are the worst rides at Disneyland?
At Disneyland?
Disneyland. Okay.
Well, there are no bad rides at Disney.
Well, they tried to pull
the
that.
Tiki Room.
They tried to pull that garbage too, and I said, no. Tell it to me straight. The Finding Nemo submarine voyage, is that still even a thing that they're doing?
Is that what AI says? AI says that's the worst
yeah.
one? I could get on board with that.
Astro Orbiter. When was the last time you rode Astro Orbiter?
That one's not bad because they go up and down.
Right, but they said it's basically Dumbo, but in Tomorrowland.
Yeah,
it's the
but
same thing.
it's okay, though. I remember, I actually like that one. They're right about the Finding Nemo
Have you
one.
ever even done this one? The Davy Crockett Explorer canoes.
I never have.
Never
but I always
done
thought
it.
those are cool.
I always walk by it and then go, not for me. Because it looks like they're about to tip over at any given point.
But they never do.
Fat guy like me, and I know they probably make it to where you can't.
Well, I agree with AI. The Finding Nemo submarines is probably bottom of the list. But Alex, I had another AI question that I asked.
Yeah, what was it?
Listen to this. Chopper 5 is the iconic news helicopter for KSL TV, which is headquartered at the Triad Center in downtown Salt Lake City. While the Triad Center building was originally designed with a rooftop helipad, Chopper 5 generally lands at nearby designated heliports.
Yeah.